Look how big my head is.
All right, we're on live. Welcome to Movie Busters episode 34, the Nolan Dark Knight Trilogy edition. Uh huh. And of
Someone's
course,
coming in. Someone's coming in.
uh
Robin, let's take care of it.
huh. Of course, I'm Alex,
Oh,
aka
that's
Alex.
the little Batman.
Yeah. Of course, I'm Alex, aka Alex 3.0, and I'm joined by Thomas, aka Horrorfan34, aka Philly Boy. Say hello.
Hello, bitches.
I I put one quarter in the swear jar. Mhm. If you have any quarters, a penny would be nice.
No
Uh,
coins, please.
all right. The
I only do dollar
Harvey,
bills.
Harvey, you usually coin Harvey. Of course, yeah, yeah. Of course, I'm also joined by Rob, aka from Rob's Collection.
Ha! Another way to trap a bat.
I think we're done talking about the Schumacher
No, we're
films.
Let me flip a coin and see if we
Unless you got some bat nipples. I don't know. All right, and of course, I'm also joined by Dan, aka from Rocky Balboa 101.
Falcone.
Hi.
Okay, Falcone. You gonna say hi? Hi.
People always feel what they don't understand.
Batfleck's #1 fanboy, Dan.
I'm his number 2, so.
That's
Uh-huh.
me.
Uh-huh. All right, and we'll be joined by Wesley shortly. He has some technical difficulties, I guess, but he'll be here.
He's being hung
So-
upside down. Like he's being hung upside down by Batman. He's like, "Swear to me."
Yeah, I think that's what's going on with him.
Being interrogated.
Yeah,
He got caught in the.
that's the only logical explanation why he's late. Okay, he's being interrogated by
Crime.
the real Batman. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Texas has problems.
Yes, we're.
So Texas has problems too, not just
Yeah.
Gotham.
I mean, it is Texas.
Well, there is one person in Texas that does call problems.
Not just Chicago.
Yeah, and that person's called Leatherface.
Winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch our Texas Chainsaw Massacre streams for you want to talk about Leatherface
Yeah.
and Texas.
Yeah.
And problems.
Yeah, man.
And Franklin. Anyway, let's get started with the first of this trilogy. All right. And so as we know, Batman and Robin was the biggest flop at the time. There was no Batman movies, live action movies coming out. They're planned for a fifth one called Batman Triumphant, but with Scarecrow, and I think they even wanted like Harley Quinn, but like
Right.
Yep.
as not Joker's girlfriend, but Joker's daughter, which is why does it keep
Stupid.
changing? Yeah, and they even had Jack Nicholson planned to make a cameo. So
Yeah,
but that-
Yeah, they
then-
wanted the
Try.
fear toxin to like bring Nicholson back for like a Joker scene.
Yeah, that's the plan, but that didn't happen. And then they hired Christopher Nolan, director of Memento. Oh, speaking of, yay, there's Wesley.
Take care of your
Hey.
crime, fighting.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all said Wes is really Batman.
my
We were saying that
5-year-old.
Wes was late to the show because he was being hung upside down by Batman being interrogated.
Yeah.
Yeah, by my 5-year-old.
Yeah.
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 All right. I guess okay. Better late than never. Here's Wesley. There you go. So yeah, like I was saying, Christopher Nolan got hired to direct this reboot, and this was at the time when like the word reboot wasn't really common.
Right.
Yeah, good
And
point.
yeah, it wasn't like no one ever mentioned like it was kind of different.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
That's very interesting. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I think by that at that point we hadn't seen any. Was there anything like popular that had been rebooted at that point?
No, not to my knowledge.
Well, you figure
Movie
same-
franchises
Use the
no,
word remake.
figure, like the same year as this, we had House of Wax.
because to
Oh,
me
yeah,
the way I look at it, it's like what's the word? Semantics game, like where like
Hey, Forka.
reboot. Hey Forka, the
Hey,
reboot.
Forka.
reboot and remake I see as a remake, you're literally doing the exact same story as the original. Where reboot, you're starting the franchise over, and you're doing a different direction. That's how I look at
Yeah,
it.
and a reboot is like you said, like a series or franchise. So yeah, I think this was probably the first one
Yeah.
as far as like multiple.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry. And like, all right, so we got Batman Begins came out 2005, and you know it's funny that when this movie was coming out and I saw the title, I thought it was a prequel to the Burton movie. Like, it's called Batman Begins. I'm thinking it's a prequel.
I always thought the title was a little weird.
Yeah.
Like Batman Begins, like begins, like he begins.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Simple and to the point. Yeah.
yeah.
The first time the term reboot was used was when they made The Incredible Hulk back in 2008.
I remember hearing it when this one came out.
Well, yeah. Plus, this came out in 2005, but
Yeah. Yeah. Then they started calling everything a reboot.
I think he means that.
mention the word.
That I think it was that
Yeah,
the word
The
was
first
more
instance
popular.
of the use,
It was
Yeah.
coined for this. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Like, this
according
was
to
like-
movieexchange.stackexchange.com.
yeah. Not everything's a reboot. Even when it's not, like when they do it like
Everything is nowadays.
a sequel, but like for example, like Scream 5, they call it a reboot. It's not a reboot. Okay, a fucking sequel. It's following the same storyline. Okay. Anyway, that aside, let's see. Dan, you can go first on this one. What?
man.
What? Yeah, yeah. What is your overall feeling of Batman Begins in your history with this movie?
Okay. So yeah, I saw this. Funny enough, I saw it in Chicago, just like I did the first Batman movie. when I-
IMAX?
That I don't remember,
Okay.
honestly. But it was like for whatever reason, like it was like a surprise at how good it was. Like I kind of feel like this was one of those movies. Okay, this is what I remember. I gotta say this first. When the trailer first came out, I was like, the trailer. I didn't know it was I didn't even know a Batman movie was coming out. And I remember when I saw the trailer, I was like, and then like it was like near the end, I'm like, wait, this is a Batman movie? Like I remember like that was what was kind of interesting was the fact that like again, with seeing the trailer, not realizing it was a Batman movie, it wasn't like a straight out like, oh, this is a Batman movie. They went a different route. But I was pleasantly surprised. I went into it, like I said, I didn't really know much about what was going to happen with the film. But what I liked about it was being, like I said, a comic book reader and everything. Like this was the first time we got to see like how he became Batman in a sense. And what I mean is, it's like the whole like the training for 7 years, like with the League of Shadows, like that. Batman, he doesn't just like wake up one day a rich billionaire and have money, be like, I'm gonna go fight crime. Like, no, he spent years like perfecting the craft of like the ninja, you know, obviously the study of detective work too. But that was just very interesting. We hadn't seen that at all. So I'm glad that they did not rehash just like going right into it. So I did like that aspect of it. I thought having the gangster types in the film as well as like big villains. I mean, Batman 89 kind of did that a little bit, like in the beginning, of course, but like once Joker took over, it was just kind of like his show. I thought it was cool how like Falcone was. Is it Falcone or Falcone?
I think it's Falcone.
I think it's Falcone.
See, I always say,
they pronounce in the movie they pronounce it Falcone. Don't they?
Yeah, no, I thought it was Falcone.
I think that's what's confusing.
It's like Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul. You know?
Yeah, well, they say that, in that film too. But anyway, in this film, anyway. So yeah, I thought overall, I remember leaving the theater being like, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I kind of went into the movie just being like, oh yeah, like cool, a new Batman film, and then being like, wow, that was good. Like, I didn't know they were gonna go so realistic with it. I mean, as far as try to ground Batman, and that was interesting because we hadn't kind of seen that yet. I liked that they tried to explain even the simple things like, oh, like we're building your suit. Like this metal that we built the mask on, this isn't a good metal. We're gonna have to like get another metal. I'm like, oh, you know what? We don't want to raise suspicion, so we're gonna order like 1,000 parts from this company and then 1,000 parts from this other company and then build it ourselves. See, like all that stuff, like is like if you look at it realistically, you're like, okay, how would this really happen? Like that was very cool. Like I thought that was awesome, and I liked, you know, all the actors were good. I don't want to drag this out. I feel like I always go off a little too long, but Christian Bale. I feel, man, honestly, I think like his Batman in this movie was maybe his best.
I agree.
Yeah, this is the best one. Where it is, like,
you know, and
now, okay, now are you talking about just his like Batman voice, or are you talking about overall performance?
Overall performance, I think. Well, when we talk longer, I might change my mind. I just want to say, like, I thought he did a very good job in this film. I also like, again, like the early stuff where it showed him like kind of like a bitter person because of his parents' murder, and it was like he went to go kill Joe Chill at the courthouse, and it wasn't, you know, until like all that kind of came to a head that he was like, I'm just leaving this world behind, and then he goes and lives like a criminal. Like, I know I'm focusing a lot on the first act, but I just love that, like how he had to learn like how a criminal thinks. Like, you know, he lived among them, but then remember, he never stole from anybody because he always stole from himself. Yeah, remember it was always from like Wayne Enterprises, so that was awesome. Liam Neeson, I mean, come on, it's Liam Neeson. Like, I don't think he ever
Qui-Gon Jinn, man.
Yeah, he doesn't ever put a bad performance out. That he was great. Katie Holmes, I thought she was fine too. I'm glad that they, you know, whenever in a movie they're like, oh, this character played the love interest. It's like that's all the character is. Like, right. That's just like, I'm glad in this movie it's like, hey, guess what? She works for the DA, and she's actually trying to clean up Gotham, and she's a childhood friend of Bruce. So it was like, I mean, yeah, there was a romantic thing there, but I mean, like that wasn't like the main purpose of that character. So I did like that. Yeah. Killian Murphy as Jonathan Crane. Again, that was cool. Like, you know, I still kind of wish he would have like had like a costume with the mask. Yeah, but it wouldn't make. I mean, it really wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So, and not in Nolan's world.
No. Right. But anyway, it was still cool. Like that was cool. So yeah. Okay. So let me think here.
Any negatives?
Yeah. Okay. So definitely. Well, okay. Before I get into that, I want to say one of my favorite scenes in the movie is the Tumbler Chase scene. I absolutely love that scene when the cops are going on rooftops. That's like probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. And I love the Tumbler. Like, I know a lot of people actually, when they rank Batmobiles, they're like, oh yeah, like they don't ever pick one. And I'm like, honestly, like that thing it's a tank. It's like, why wouldn't you want to drive that around? But
so it's, in the army that was abandoned, wasn't used. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I got to talk real quick about Morgan Freeman, Lucius Fox. That was another cool addition. Like, again, like it's like Batman. He's smart. He's smart enough to do things on his own, but it's like it's more realistic in real life that he would have help. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a one man can't do everything. So I thought that was interesting.
Oh, the gadgets, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that character is a character from the comics again. So it's like they're bringing things in to make it realistic. Gary Oldman, I really did like him as Commissioner Gordon. I thought emotionally, like he was just Pat Hingle to Gary Oldman.
It's not close.
It was like, oh my god, such a great change. And Michael Caine was great as Alfred. I won't go too much into that like until later, but I mean
that's a huge crux of the movie, the Alfred Bruce relationship.
Yeah. So I mean, like, as Michael Caine's a great actor too. So yes, nitpicks real quick, or things I didn't care for. I'm not a fan of the bat suit. Whatever is going on here with this fat cowl right here, I didn't like that. But the rest of the cowl I liked a lot. And the bat suit I thought was pretty good too. Christopher Nolan is not very good at directing action scenes. The Batman fight scenes, there's not a lot of them, but it's very like
Choppy.
Well, this was his first big action movie.
Yeah, and choppy and like zoomed in, and like I didn't care for that. I mean, but like Christopher Nolan, like the tone that he set for the movie was very good, and like that first scene where Batman's at like the rail yard and he's like scaring everyone and like pulling them in the shadows.
That's Batman.
That's cool. Like, and when he does that, when he goes into the underneath Arkham, when he and I love when Killian Murphy's like the Batman. Like, I like how he said
yeah.
Off. Yeah,
which was in all the trailers, by the way. I remember.
Yeah, but off the top of my head, starting with me, I just can't think anything else really that I didn't care for. Oh, Hans Zimmer. Come on, the music. I mean, it might not be as classic as the Danny Elfman theme, but it's still awesome. Like, I definitely rank it up there. The musical score is really good. So, all in all, I really liked the movie a lot.
It was just Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard, actually.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
yes.
Both. It was a collaboration. So, okay, cool. Let's say Thomas. What'd you think of Batman Begins?
I actually
First time you saw it, like 2005. Like, did you see it like that year?
got to see it in the theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to see this in theaters back in the summer of 2005 when it came out. When does it come out? June?
June.
Yeah, it came out the month of my birthday, June of 2005.
My birthday. Okay, Max Dillon.
So yeah, I do have a lot of history with this because I think I got to see this. I think opening week. I think I got to see this.
Yes.
I think one of my oldest cousins took me to go see it.
Okay. And did you love it the first time you saw it?
I had a great time with this. Like,
Okay.
I didn't know what to expect. Like, I've heard like, and I never even knew much about who Christian Bale was back in 2005. Like, that was before I knew about a whole lot of films. Like,
Okay.
I didn't really know things.
I only knew him for American Psycho. That's it.
I didn't really know anything about like Equilibrium or American Psycho. Like, I didn't know about those films until I was older.
Yeah.
So this is like the first time I ever heard of Bale's name.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he did a great job as Bruce Wayne, and I thought he did a good job too as Batman. And it's without a doubt my favorite performance of his as Batman, and without a doubt my favorite film of his when it comes to his voice. I think this is the best portrayal of Batman out of the trilogy for Bale.
I agree with you. Yes.
And so I'll get onto more of that in a little bit, but I'm going to touch on some of the other cast members pretty quickly here. Michael Caine. Excellent choice as Alfred. Michael Caine, great actor. I think he was a perfect choice for Alfred. Gary Oldman as Gordon. Love him as Gordon. I thought, definitely way better than Pat Hingle. And I honestly think I like Katie Holmes a lot. I got to be honest. I don't know if you guys will agree with me on this point or not.
I agree with you.
Yes, I agree with you.
I know what you're gonna say.
I think she was far better than Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Which is funny because it's funny though. I agree with that. It's funny the majority don't. I don't understand why Katie Holmes gets shit on.
No, I don't get it either.
Maggie Gyllenhaal didn't do jack shit. That's one thing.
Katie Holmes at least did shit.
I'll get into my thoughts on that.
Yeah, at least
I agree with you though.
At least Katie Holmes had a character to her.
When she died, I was like, good.
But I really
want to go that far though.
Morgan Freeman as Fox, great addition to the cast. And some of the other cast members I wanted to touch on just briefly. Like, I really like Tom Wilkinson.
Yes, I couldn't think of Tom's last name.
Yeah,
I knew it was Tom.
Juntao.
You also have Ken Watanabe.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a fake retro.
Killian Murphy, of course, as Scarecrow.
There's one guy you haven't mentioned though.
Killian Murphy is probably one of the most.
Yeah, Rutger Hauer. Yeah.
Yeah, Rutger Hauer. Yep.
Yeah. Killian Murphy is great. Yeah, what?
Killian Murphy is probably one of the most underrated actors.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree.
He was in Quiet Place too. He was excellent.
Yeah, he's great in every movie he's in.
He's just so good. Like,
yeah,
he was great in Quiet Place 2, 28 Days Later. And...
Why do you think Nolan can bring him back in this franchise?
Yeah,
he's always squeezing him in there.
Kenny, you said you were 23 when this was released. I was 11 years old in 2005.
I was 15.
Yeah, the Hitcher himself.
Yeah, I was 11 when this came
Sean
out.
Bean's in this movie?
No, shut up.
Okay, I'll move along. Go ahead. Sorry.
Move along. Yeah, so like I think the whole cast here does a great job, and I think it's a really, and I agree with Dan, like talking about like the whole first act is sort of like the whole buildup of the backstory of how Bruce Wayne became Batman. It's a good origin story. It really is a great buildup. And although I do have a few nitpicks, though, I do agree with Dan. Like Nolan is not really the best director when it comes to choreographing action scenes.
This movie, I agree with that.
Yeah, so like what Dan said, like at the fight when he before he grabs Falcone, goes on Batman, like when he's fighting all those guys, all Falcone's men, very zoomed in, very quick cuts. You can't understand a thing that's going on. You don't really. It's like when you see Batman in the fight, you blink, you miss him because like that's how Bailey choreographed the fight is.
It's a choice.
It doesn't really like.
It's his vision.
And just hearing
Christian
Bale go "I'm Batman" to Tom Wilkinson's Falcone, it just made me like, oh my god, like finally another Batman on the big screen again.
Oh, worthy Batman.
Yeah, thank God. Even though I was still a fan of Batman and Robin though around this time because that was still fresh.
You're just a little kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, come on.
And I I like the banter that Christian Bale has with Katie Holmes. I really like their dynamic between each other. And what going on to what I was saying about Katie Holmes sort of like having a character compared to Maggie Gyllenhaal as Dawes.
The slapping was very much banter.
The meme where they had fart sounds.
I remember one where like I kept repeating.
He's like, and she keeps slapping him.
I remember one that kept repeating the slap. It looked like she slapped him like 10 times.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like the little kid at the very end, she's protecting the little kid from Ra's al Ghul.
Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's funny. I see that part differently now. Like this when it came like, oh, poor little kid. And when I see it now, like, yeah, fuck that kid.
Jeez.
If you've seen Game of Thrones, you know why, man. That kid, good actor, but like, goddamn, he's great at being the biggest piece of shit.
And I like one of the best lines that Christian Bale says as Batman, is on the rooftop.
Nice coat.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do.
Yeah.
You rattled the king.
When you listen to Christian Bale's voice in Batman Begins, it's a little raspy, but it's not
normal though.
It's normal though compared to like this thing. You know what I mean?
This thing.
Like I feel like his voice.
Everybody in the grandmothers like agrees with that, man. Like the voice is like.
I can't get over, and I think what we were saying before. Like I think this is probably the most underrated Batman movie. I was thinking about saying Batman Returns might be the most underrated, but I think this is probably the most underrated.
Yeah.
I like the origin story, and Hans Zimmer's score is fucking awesome.
Here's the thing, Thomas. Like no one talks about this one. When you talk about the Nolan trilogy, this one gets talked about the least.
Right, it does.
So
the Dark Knight gets talked about all the time because of Heath Ledger.
Yeah, and the Dark Knight Rises because of its own things, but it's like
Bane
gets left.
Well, you figure everybody talks about Dark Knight Rises because of the Bane and Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. Like everybody, no one ever talks.
I feel like it depends like who the villain is. It's like how people talk about these movies.
Right. If it's memorable, yeah.
That's how I feel.
Like the Begins trilogy.
There we go. Yeah.
That just shows like
the Dark Knight Trilogy.
I actually like this poster.
So you're saying like this movie should have been called The Dark Knight Begins?
Me?
Yeah, it should be called The Dark Knight Begins.
I don't give a
Thomas, that poster. Put up that poster again.
Yeah.
That cover.
The cover.
That was taken. You know that was taken after the cereal, the what was it, the 30s or 40s?
Mr. T.
Like the Batman, the old I think it was the black and white times.
Oh yeah, the black and white cereals. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same image.
We mean cereal. He mean films, not like cereal, the food.
No, not not like
Not the
cereals.
breakfast.
Yeah,
the
not that
breakfast.
cereal. Not that cereal. No.
Yeah, like I like that. I like the like that was the cover I remember seeing all the time on billboards and everything. Was the one with the cape being spread out and him jumping down. And you know, I gotta admit, there is one line in the film that makes me chuckle still to this day. Is when Gary Oldman sees, or you know, Gordon sees Batman drive by with the Batmobile. I gotta get me one of those.
Okay, I know for a fact David Goyer wrote that line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it.
That was kind of out of character.
That seems like a studio note joke. Like you have to have something like funny like that.
Yeah.
A reaction.
You got to be an idealist.
Yeah.
Nice coat.
You have to
Nice
be an
coat.
idea.
It just seems like it's something out of David Goyer. Like he co-wrote the movie, so like.
I wonder if he wrote. Do you think he also wrote the nice coat line?
Maybe.
I mean, that was nice. The nice coat thing was
To
fun.
me, I always look at it as like every joke in the movie. Like I'm like the other writer.
That joke is not like over the top though.
Here's the thing about that joke. I think
The code one?
Normally, I would be against that joke. I don't think Batman would say that, but because that coat was his coat from 7 years ago,
Right, yeah.
that's why it did work.
Right.
But like, yeah, like if Batman was just like, if he like, oh, nice coat, just
to a random guy that just had a coat that had nothing
Right.
to do
Like,
with
I'd
it.
be like, what?
Yeah.
Well, it's like when he's like, you know, in
Did Kevin Feige produce this?
I'm not wearing hockey pants. It's like, you know, whatever. Shut up.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember having the Batman cereal Forka. It said it tastes like Captain Crunch. I
Well,
never had the Batman cereal.
Oh yeah, the Batman cereal. Oh, you talking about?
I mean,
Are you talking about the '89 Batman cereal? Because I remember that.
was it at least better than Count Chocula?
I don't remember them having. Did they have a Batman Begins?
Count Chocula was fucking
I
awesome.
don't remember.
No, it wasn't.
All right, let's.
Fucking ass stinks.
Are we talking about Batman or cereal?
We're talking about serial killer
He
Batman.
brought up cereal. I was talking about like cereals, like film cereals.
Okay.
You're talking about cereal.
So Thomas, go ahead.
But
Finish
to
your
wrap,
thoughts.
to wrap up my overall thoughts, you know, love the cast, you know, love the musical score, and I really do love Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. I think he's underrated as hell.
Yes.
I think he's fantastic in this. You know, Liam Neeson, I'm just a
like
huge
him
fan
more
of his in
than
general.
I don't know. Like,
And the other cast members do a good job, like, you know, Rutger Hauer, Ken Watanabe, Tom Wilkinson, Killian Murphy. They all do a great job in this. And I you know, Nolan, you know, it's more of a realistic take on Batman than the previous films. And I think Nolan did a good job directing it, except for some of the fight scenes, though. I think someone who needs to direct his fight scene.
Yeah, he did. He did do a good job directing. He did.
Except
What a
for the fight
guy!
Guys,
He's great.
Overall, though, but I would say overall, like score for this film, I'd probably give it like maybe a 9 out of 10.
So you
About a
hated it.
solid 9 out of 10. So yeah, that's my overall
Because
thoughts.
nowadays, if you don't give a movie 10 out of 10, you hated it.
Oh, and I also really like another scene I really like, or not really like a scene, but like a banter that Rachel and Bruce have together. Is like when they were kids, they had like this arrowhead
Yeah.
that they found as little kids.
yeah.
I kind of like that little side little banter that they have between those two. And like when it's Bruce's birthday, you know, she gives it back to him. I kind of like they
What do we
still
do when
get
we
that.
call them
But here's the
birthday?
thing, though. I don't remember this, but like,
Yeah,
does
right.
the arrowhead ever come back at all in
What
the,
did Rocky
in the
Balboa?
sequels? In the sequels,
No, I don't believe so.
What happened?
the arrowhead that they.
Why would it? She blew up.
But no, but he had it back.
He gave it back to her.
No, she gave it back
No,
to
she
him.
gave it back to him.
He gave it back to
Oh.
him.
So
Love.
Whoops. You forgot about that little thing, Nolan.
She's
Yeah, but
gone.
overall, this movie is fucking awesome.
She's
and it's
dead.
underrated.
they retconned that, I guess. I don't know.
Ain't no
But
arrowhead.
overall, this movie is so underrated,
dead.
and I love it.
Okay.
All
right.
It's about what's fair.
All right. Rob, go ahead. Your thoughts on
Yeah.
Begins. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Because it's called Batman Begins.
Mhm.
Wow. And no, look, you know what? I agree with everything Thomas said. It's my favorite out of the trilogy. It is my favorite portrayal. I agree with everything Dan said too about like the whole origin of him being a criminal or being in with the criminals just to see how that life is. You know, because Falcone is always like, "Oh, you don't know shit about this world." Well, it's really cool to see him like kind of go undercover in some ways. So I do like all of that. Now, just to add a few things that I didn't like. Okay, so this is not a perfect movie whatsoever, and you've already brought up the whole.
Wait, what? It's not a perfect movie?
It isn't. None of them are. But I'm saying like this one.
No movie is.
With the quick cuts and stuff like that, that could have been handled a little bit better. Now, I'm going to mention this, and people give stuff like this a pass, especially in this trilogy.
Uh-oh, I
But
wanna hear
Batman kills in every single movie here, every single Nolan movie. And the major one is in this movie. When
The ending?
No.
Oh,
No.
no, not the ending.
When he's confronted by Roz to kill this murderer thief, and he says, "I'm not going to be."
We lost Wesley.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'll try to
So
bring back.
he's like, "I'm not going to be an executioner for you," and so he doesn't kill the guy, but he lights the whole damn place on fire, and who knows how many people get killed.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Go ahead, defend it.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, by Dan's logic, we don't see it, so no one died, right?
Wait, you do see it. Yes, you do. You do see it.
Oh wait, Ken Watanabe's character? Is he the one that see die?
No, I'm talking. Okay, yes, him, but other people too who are lit on fire, and other people who are dying from the explosion.
Wesley, what happened?
My internet cut out.
Okay. There we go. Oh wait, dude, stop breathing so loud.
There probably are.
Okay.
Later.
I'm Batman.
Okay.
Listen, everyone fucking died. Everyone's dead.
Wait, I gotta stop, Bob, just for a second. Alex, what do you mean? Like, according to my logic, it didn't. What do you mean?
When we had this argument about, and when we talked about Batman, I have to bring up fucking Snyder. But Batman vs Superman. When I ranted about the whole thing with Superman killed that guy, shoving him through the brick wall, all that, and you're like, you don't see him die, so he didn't die. So that's why I'm mentioning your logic.
Wait, shoving who?
Wait,
What?
wait. I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying, but Bob is saying like we
do get to see it.
Yeah,
we saw one person die though, and that was
not one person died. There's tons of people that die. If
they fly out because there's an explosion and they fly out.
They don't get out. What are you talking about? There's no damn way they'd get out. They'd fall off the cliff, or one guy's on fire, literally.
Doesn't mean he died.
Okay, yeah.
He just got badly burned, you know.
The whole damn place explodes and falls apart. You're telling me, come on now.
I mean, he had to escape because he knew he was screwed. Like, since he's rejecting their wishes to execute that guy, so
he did kill.
He wasn't. He said there's no going back. So like, if he literally just tries to walk away, they're gonna like, you know.
No, the fact that you're defending this is funny. Listen, if you're okay, he should have took another approach to this. If he has a no kill rule, then you could have just done whatever and walked out of there or ran away.
They were gonna kill him if he walked out. He said that there's no going back. This is you know about us.
Like he did what he did. He did what he did. He threw the fire and
he realized they're no different than the gangsters in Gotham. Like, this is a gang, but just like a more high
He's-
tech.
But he still caused that.
I see what you mean. I see like technically, he's blowing up the place and it's gonna
Right.
get people
So
killed.
there's no
I
kill
get that.
It's almost comical, like how he's like, I'm not gonna kill this guy,
Yeah.
but I'll
He's
burn
like-
the whole place
Yeah,
down.
he's like this, and then like
It's almost kind of funny.
the thing explodes, and you see everyone go ah like this, like every. Come on,
Well,
man.
since the editing,
I will agree. I mean, it is true. Like, okay, yeah, we don't see those characters die, but how do you explain Ken Watanabe's character, who definitely died because of it?
the thing fell on him.
Yeah, and he was fighting though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, but that was caused by him.
because of what he did.
That was caused by him though. That would have never have happened if he wouldn't have done that.
I don't see how there's.
Ken Watanabe should have moved out of the way.
Also, it's his fault.
If some big thing is falling right above me, I'm moving out of the way.
I think the answer is Batman doesn't murder; he just commits manslaughter.
No, Batman sets things up. He's a what do you want to say? He sets traps for people. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
I see when you
Set the trap. That's what.
I thought you were gonna mention the ending when he tells Rouse to go. I'm not gonna kill you, but I won't have to save you. That's a little weird, you know.
Yeah, well then people. Yeah, but people are blaming that on. That's actually Gordon's fault. If you think about it.
Yeah,
Gordon is the one who dislocated.
Well, they're trying to stop the train.
I know,
like-
but Gordon. If it wasn't for what Gordon did,
So let's give that kill to Gordon then. Not that man.
Wait, you admit though, Alex, that he killed Ken Watanabe's character?
No, he didn't. He wasn't. He's the one that directly killed him. It was the fire that killed him.
Right,
Or the
but
thing
he
that-
caused the
he
fire.
caused the fire. But you're not understanding. The fire killed a lot of
Yes.
people in that explosion. It had. Come on.
Alex, let me ask you this:
If we're going by the sense of like court of law, like
wait.
What?
In Batman Returns,
yeah,
when the Batmobile sets that fire breather on
Yeah.
fire.
that's its intention. He wants to kill him. He wants to kill that guy.
But what I'm saying is, like, no, the Batmobile killed him. It wasn't.
No,
Batman.
who pushed the button?
Okay, so who caught the building on fire?
Yeah, but he literally pointed the fire at that guy to burn him.
That's
That was the
semantics.
goal.
I think
No,
that's
So
semantics.
so these are just accidental. Then Batman is just an accident.
he's just careless.
Batman was a
So-
mistake.
Because at the end of the day, it is semantics, and like it's like you gotta look at it as like, okay, like if Bruce Wayne ever got charged for Ken Watanabe's death, it's like that would be manslaughter, not murder.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's.
Oh, well, if they're charging Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne or Batman, that's murder. I know it's semantics, but that's what I'm getting at.
It's still the same. People are dead. So, okay, I'll get off that.
It's about killing. It's not about murder. People don't say Batman murders people. They use the word kill. So manslaughter is kill.
Whether he caused it or like whether he was there or set something up for it to happen, it still would be on his hands. So, anyway, so yeah, like so the fight scenes I already explained, like choppiness. I do like the way he looks, like his, and that's the thing I'm going to get into when we talk about Dark Knight Rises. I just didn't like his. I thought his mask and like his cowl and everything was too skinny. Like he felt like this. Like
Yeah.
everything was all like this. And this, I felt like it was natural here, like his mask.
Yes.
You can even see it in the poster. Like he
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
I
looks
think this is without a doubt the best costume of all.
yeah, and like when he talks, it feels like he doesn't have any problem doing that. So the best look, I feel, I like his suit here. I think his suit is, I just think natural here. Like it just doesn't seem like it needs to be all techy and upgraded like it does in the others. Now, I don't know. Like I have to. I know Dan said you like the Tumbler. I am not a fan of that. I just look.
A lot of people.
Well,
are.
I love the Tumbler.
The thing is, like driving a tank down the road, it seems too clunky, and it just doesn't seem like a Batmobile to me. It just seems like a bat tank. Like it doesn't seem like a Batmobile. To me, like a Batmobile.
Well, that's what they don't call it, the Batmobile.
Yeah, but that's what
In
that's kind of
the
what
movie,
it
they don't
is.
call it Batmobile.
They don't have to call it, but that's what it basically is.
Well, what
I
happened?
mean, I'm just not a fan of it. I don't know. I just prefer, again, comparing it to like the new movie. I freaking loved that, and I thought I would maybe hate it, but
the new movie, the Batmobile, was fun.
Yeah, to me that's like what somebody does, put something together himself.
I will admit, I do like the new Batmobile better than the Nolan films. I will admit.
Like I do agree with Dan. Like I like how they get the gadgets together and build the suit and get all these different parts and stuff like that. That's really cool. That makes it realistic for me. So that's I don't know. That's pretty much all I have to say about maybe some complaints, and then agree with you guys on some of the stuff. This was definitely a cool introduction.
Yeah,
to Batman. I had no idea going into this. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that's the same.
I'm like, Batman Begins.
it came out of nowhere.
I'm like, Batman Begins. That just sounds so cheesy and so like.
It began out of nowhere.
Huh?
It began out of nowhere.
Yeah, and like coming off of like Batman and Robin, it's just like, how can things get any worse?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
How further can you go from Batman and Robin?
Yeah, this was a different take, and
You had to do it like this. You had to do it serious tone.
Well, I know for the longest time Schumacher wanted to make a serious Batman. He was thinking about doing like Batman Year One or something.
Which this is what this pretty much is, Batman Year One.
Pretty much, yeah.
If you read Batman Year One, it's like you see like, okay, this movie takes a lot from Batman Year One.
We'll get to this too, but this is the problem I have with Dark Knight, is some of these characters that are introduced here better, like they're introduced, their arc is created, and then they just get wasted. And it's like like I felt like Katie Holmes, like her arc here was very, very good when it comes to being with Bruce and being for working for the DA and trying to stop Crane, the Scarecrow. Like seeing what he's doing, and he shows her the plan, which is weird. Like
well, because the intention is to kill her,
right? So
because she keeps she keeps kind of like suspecting him, and he knows she's a problem. So that's what they do. They buy him out or they kill him.
I thought it was funny though. Like when he was just there acting all, he was just like, oh yeah, we've been doing this. Like we've been doing this and that, and then she's just like, oh, like, but Katie Holmes, like I do like her character here, but that's the problem when we get to the next movie. I feel like this movie has more positives than negatives. But I don't know. I just have to say this is my favorite of the trilogy. I like it. This is the one that I would pop in probably the most to watch. So, and I know I'm in the minority of that because everyone says Dark Knight, Dark Knight, Dark Knight. So, and I understand. I understand.
I hear more Batman Begins love now. Over the Dark Knight now than I did in 2008.
Exactly. Yes, yeah. I think it's grown in popularity a little bit. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't want to ramble on here.
Okay. All right.
That's it. So.
All right. You said you saw it in theaters, right?
I did. Yes.
Okay. I did not get the fortune to see it in theaters. So I
saw
go next.
the Kiwani theater. I was stepping on popcorn and pesto on the ground.
Since Wade was last, I'll make him go last this time. Sorry, Wes. You're going last. So I go next. I did not get to see this movie in theaters. Summer 2005 was not a good time for me because I was in summer school. So
those two words don't go together.
I know. Okay, Zach Morris. We already said this joke a week ago.
Were you in trouble? Like you couldn't go because you had to go to summer school, or what?
Yeah,
I don't like. Well, I'm not even sure that. No, I'm not even sure that's the reason why I didn't see the movie theaters. My brothers got to see this movie in theaters, and I'm a bigger Batman fan than they are. So that seems to be the thing.
Well, obviously not. Do your homework then.
Yeah, I know, right? I know that's what happened.
What did you go to summer school for? Like history or?
It was for science class.
For science. Okay.
Too many failed tests. That's what happened. Anyway,
you remember was it like
biology? Scientist?
Was it biology, chemistry, or?
You don't like cutting open frogs and stuff.
We didn't even do that in that year.
Well, what? Like, you call that biology?
Oh, that was my freshman year of high school.
Oh, well, freshman year freshman year I had physical science.
Test tubes, Anyway, no, I didn't get to see the.
We gotta save them.
Oh.
Yeah, so like I didn't get to see this movie in theaters. I didn't see it till like it came out on DVD. And I already knew about it. Like I heard the spoilers and everything that happened. But what I didn't first time I saw this movie, I liked it, but I was like, since I thought it was a prequel to I honestly thought it was a prequel to the '89 film. So I was confused by the continuity, in that mindset. Kenny says probably because the girl running out of science class.
Yeah, he's quoting E.T. Yeah.
IT.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Anyway, the
Blade Trinity. Fuck that
Yeah.
movie.
since I thought going in this movie, for the first time I thought thinking it was a prequel to the '89 film. I remember going like, wait a minute. I thought Joker killed Bruce Wayne's parents. You know, and I also seen like, wait a minute, Gordon met Batman early in his year. Like, wait a minute, he didn't know who Batman was in the beginning of '89. Well, how does that make sense? And then after I saw the first time, I was like, wait, oh, this is a reboot. I was like, okay.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
why is Alfred younger?
Yeah, right. All this stuff what was it? Oh yeah, I remember hearing about this movie also as Batman 5, throughout the longest time, when it was development before it came out.
Yeah.
But here's Marvel Thoughts on it. I liked it the first time, and then I liked it even better on rewatch.
Yeah.
Every single time I see it, it gets better and better. That's how I felt about it. And it's funny because my reaction to this movie, first time I saw it, is the exact same reaction I had to the Batman. I feel it's very similar. I liked it, but it wasn't great. Now I feel like it's gonna grow on me better on rewatches. But you guys said powerhouse casting. Everybody's good in this movie. Everybody's good or great.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah,
everybody's good. I don't think there's a weak link in the casting. I know that it's weird to me because even people who love this movie don't like Katie Holmes. I don't understand why.
No, I don't.
The only reasoning is because she was popular for what's the show? Dawson's Creek. Yeah, that's why. I think WB, CW. That's why. That's the only reason why I think people would hate on her. You know.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see.
I don't.
I mean,
I don't agree. I don't agree.
I wasn't a big fan of hers prior.
She does good. I thought she did good.
She was pretty good in Disturbing Behavior.
I felt she was believable as a smart DA.
Yeah, I thought she was believable too.
Yeah, she had that sparkiness to her. She had
that. Fucking better than Maggie Gyllenhaal.
That was her taser.
She wasn't a dead character like Maggie.
That was a spark.
Literally.
Poor Maggie.
Literally dead.
Kind of like when she died, and it's kind of like when she died in Dark Knight. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't like Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I laughed. About what's fair.
Yeah. You're the one person in the theater that was clapping, right?
I was, yeah.
Anyway, you guys are spot on about the casting, the performances, the backstory.
Forka said he saw the next one in IMAX. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you saw the Dark.
A lot of people did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I did too, actually.
I did not see it in IMAX. I saw it in regular theater.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys mentioned the backstory. This is what I was kind of talking about when we're talking about Batman Forever, about getting to know Bruce Wayne as a character and why he wants to be Batman and all that. They do it much better here, obviously.
They do,
but
yeah.
I like it when they're doing it. That's what I mean. That's what I feel when I connect with the character.
I like the whole
reason why a hero wants to be a hero at all. Wow.
I like how they touch on how he has to master his fear because he has that fear, and he has to put it on other. He learns to channel that fear and put it on criminals.
Yes.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how you. That's called character arc.
Yeah, it's character.
Which I felt like none of the Batmans before this had this.
Definitely
not. With all due respect to Michael Keaton. It's not his fault.
Michael Keaton loved bats.
He did, yeah. He
hung
even
upside
acted.
down like
Yeah,
one.
he just like one. Yeah, he acted like one. Yeah.
He fucked
He was
up.
he was man bad. That's what he was. That's what it was. Mike Keaton was man bad. That's what he was.
Yeah, he was man bad.
Yeah,
What if you ever see man bad? That would be weird. Too.
but like as for the choppy editing, the only part I think it works was when he's attacking those criminals in the alleyway. Like I get that why Nolan decides to do it like in that scene.
Wait, what alleyway?
The
Oh, the dockyard.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, there's the fight in the dock where he's surrounded by those big containers.
Yeah, because they have no idea. Like they have like, no idea. Like what's going on? What's it? I get that why.
By like 10 people.
I get why he does it in that scene, but like when he's fighting League of Shadows at the end, like at the ending, the thread, you don't have to do it like that. Like,
yeah,
they know who.
I think they did it. He did it at first just to show like it's almost like they were building up on showing him.
Yes,
they were doing.
I get that.
Just
I'm fine with that.
You don't see his full get up yet.
I'm fine with that, but like, and the third act, you know how he looks like. So it's like
third act, yeah, they didn't have to do it the third act.
Yeah, like doing like that, and also I have an issue like he does the same thing with the Thomas and Martha Wayne's murder scene. Like there's the choppy editing, like kind of takes me out a bit, honestly. Yeah, and like there's like. And it's funny because like for years, people who like don't like Nolan movies always say like, "Oh, his movies are emotionless," and I think that's kind of bullshit because like there's so much like good emotional scenes in this movie alone.
Yeah, there is.
Just look at this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think all of them. I think you might disagree, but I feel like all these band movies have really good emotional
I've never heard
scenes.
that before. They said that they're emotionless, huh?
I'm talking about like people who like are not fans of him at all.
Huh.
So it's like that's kind of I don't see that at all. I don't agree.
I don't know.
It's weird. But yeah, and it's like okay, when it comes to Christian Bale's portrayal as Batman and Bruce Wayne, I'll just say like this compared this to Dark Knight, I think this is much stronger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but like
I can agree with that.
I mean, I go back and forth with his performance in this and in Dark Knight Rises, where like which one I like better because I think he's strong in both those ones. And Dark Knight, not that he's weak, but it's like I didn't feel his performance was top notch like it was in this one.
Right. Yeah. Well, in Dark Knight, he got outshined by Joker.
I have an answer for that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that's a reason.
Right.
There's a reason.
What's your answer to that, Rob?
Because the Dark Knight focuses more on Joker. It's not Batman. I feel like Bruce Wayne / Batman doesn't really have any character moments to really go on. Like I feel like that's kind of left out.
Okay.
In that movie.
Oh. And
this movie sets it up, but it's like obviously you're going to have moments here in this movie.
Yeah. And like it's funny because like I knew about the Joker card scene at the end before I saw this movie because my brother told me all about it. That's why another thing why I thought this was a prequel because it's like, oh, it's saying okay, of course, Joker. And like when he told me about the scene, I literally pictured the scene in my head with Danny Elfman's score. At the end, that's how I pictured it in my head before I even saw it.
I remember seeing the Joker card being like,
Really?
Yeah, because I love Jack Nicholson so much, and I was just like, what are they gonna do? Like,
yeah, okay, because you weren't used to. It's not like now where we have like we've had 4 different Jokers in the last decade and a half. It's like, okay, it's just Chuck. Hey, Cody.
I will say when I first saw this, I didn't think Ra's and Scarecrow were they weren't on par of some of the biggest villains like Freeze and Joker and Riddler and all them. Right. But as I watched it more and more, I freaking love the fact that they put those villains in there because I think they need to be recognized more. Yeah. I mean, obviously, real Batman fans are going to know, but I'm saying I think it's cool that they added the subpar villains, like the villains that aren't the biggest. I think it's really cool that they did that.
Batman's rogues gallery is so it's like the greatest rogues gallery
Yeah.
of any hero. It's like there's so many like they can use. Like they
Yeah.
need to spread it out. better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did it with this
And
movie.
that's
and,
why.
like,
That's why I'm like, why? They're doing Joker. I'm like, why? Like, we should just do.
but
Other
it's like almost like a mandate. Like if you're doing a Batman franchise,
almost
you
like
have to have
you-
Joker in it. You have to have a Joker in it.
Yeah.
Like the way I look at it is like the first act, the main villain in that first act is Falcone. The
Yeah.
second act villain is Scarecrow, and the third act villain is Ra's al Ghul. Would you guys
Exactly,
agree with that? That's how I kind of look at it.
I
And
think it's Scarecrow really good in this one.
oh
Like,
yeah,
they did him cool.
yeah. Dude, that scene where like Batman turns the tables on him and sprays him with the fear gas, dude. That like what?
Batman.
Yeah,
Batman would do.
that's
If you
that's
think about it,
de-
what
that's
he
demon Batman right there.
Oh, I love when he's like, "Care for a 10-year-old medicine doctor." Like,
Yeah.
oh, what a great line.
Yeah, see,
Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah.
Batman to me. Like, that's what he would, that's he's smart. Like, he's using his brain there. Like,
Uh-huh. I don't know if it was. No, I'm not gonna say that. Okay, I shouldn't like bring up other Batmans too much in comparison. I was gonna make a stupid.
kind of can't help it though.
I was gonna make a stupid the other Batman kills joke, but
You're gonna say Michael Keaton stabs Scarecrow in the face.
yeah. Yeah. And then he's gonna throw a bomb at him. Batman on him. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff is good. The story it's so good with the like the corruption stuff, like how like everywhere you go, the judges are corrupt, the cops are corrupt, the DAs.
Hey Cody, what's up?
All that stuff like going just through by the system laws, it's almost impossible to get these guys in jail. So it's like that's another reason why he decides to be a vigilante and goes through his journey. All that stuff is so good, yeah. And it's funny, like before we started the show, Thomas brought up the a possible plot hole in Dark Knight Rises about like Bruce Wayne magically appearing in Gotham. Like when we get to Dark Knight Rises, I'll go more into that. But like here, it's like, oh well, he kind of sort of did that in this movie. Like he travels with no money, literally. So it's like that's not really
But
out of question.
it shows him traveling.
Yeah,
in some parts it shows him traveling.
he leaves Gotham with no money. Literally. He just goes off and just
Right.
he doesn't care about being a billionaire no more. He's just like he's
Right.
going on. His
I think there is an answer to that, but I don't know if I should say it now.
other than because he's Batman.
Huh?
Other than like because he's Batman. Yeah.
No, it's not. But
That was the biggest defense of that.
Oh yeah, I like the '66 Riddler too.
Yeah.
I kind of.
Oh, Alex,
Yeah.
I missed what you said. Like you said, I made a good point. Like I was looking at something. What were you
No,
saying?
you not that you made a good point. That you just brought up the whole Bruce Wayne coming back to Gotham. And
Oh,
as
yeah.
Well, that's a major
What?
thing. Yeah, but that's a major thing in Dark Knight Rises that everyone talks about. Like,
yeah, I know.
yeah.
But like here, he kind of does the same thing. He travels with with nothing. So it's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
he knows how to. He knows how to go from point A to point B like with nothing. It's like
I can't wait till we get to Dark Knight Rises.
that's how he rolls, I guess. Let's see. I want to cover something that I haven't covered. Dude, were you guys Okay, here's the thing. Were you guys satisfied with how the villains were defeated in this movie?
How the villains were what?
Were defeated.
Defeated?
Yeah.
I was okay with Ra's al Ghul being defeated the way he was. Scarecrow, I thought. I mean, he just basically ran off.
He got tased in the face.
I kind of feel like maybe they could have done more with him, but Ra's al Ghul, I was okay with it.
It's
I thought
something
it was
like
actually kind of cool that a villain got away at the end.
That's that. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I thought it's kind of funny. I don't know if you guys know this, but like, he had a scarecrow voice when he was chasing Rachel, and then once she tases him, he goes back to his normal voice and he's screaming like a bitch. That's kind of funny. Like,
Well,
he gets snapped back into his normal voice.
Yeah.
Well, the Scarecrow voice isn't that a figment of your imagination?
Yeah.
Fear. It's about
Right.
fear. Yeah.
So you
So, like,
she wasn't afraid.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, like she wasn't afraid of him anymore, and then she tased him in the face, and he's like, ah! He goes off.
Like I thought the Liam Neeson thing or the Ra's al Ghul thing was fine. Like I felt like the confrontation was strange.
Dude, Wesley, chill with the
The
breathing.
confrontation on the train was pretty cool. Like I felt like that was a good. Then there's the twist. Oh my God, he's Ra's al Ghul.
He's the real Ra's al Ghul.
I kept thinking, Ken Watanabe was
alive. Was alive. Yeah.
They did a Shane Black thing with Iron Man 3.
But better.
Yeah, much
Yeah,
better.
this was better. But you know what? I was cool. Liam Neeson did look like him. He had the little
Yeah.
beard.
Right, yeah.
So I was okay with that. Like I don't know. It was good.
What's interesting about Ra's al Ghul in this movie is like he believes he's doing the right thing. Like he honestly believes this is for the good of mankind.
You can see like he was tired of the way Gotham has become.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's a corrupt city that it must be taken out.
I find this interesting that because of Ra's al Ghul, like we wouldn't have Batman the way he is. Like thanks to him and his training.
Teaching
him all this stuff like that. I think that's cool. It's like a master going against the apprentice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
he was clouded.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Yeah. All that training stuff is so I love so much. It's so
training
great.
stuff is cool. I like how they show you the ninjutsu stuff, how he's like a ninja. Like that's pretty cool.
All right. I mean, overall, I love the movie. Now, I mean, I think I started loving it. I think around the time the Dark Knight was about to come out, and I was rewatching this again a lot. And I was like, "Oh, this movie's so good." That's when I became a Christopher Nolan fanboy. All right, so Wesley, what is your thoughts on Batman Begins? You can start breathing again.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's my favorite out of the three, but I definitely did like it. I didn't actually see it until after I saw The Dark Knight.
No.
Yeah, so I was like, I wonder how this all started, but I love the first act. Like Dan said, the first act sets up what he becomes, and after reading about what it's based off of, it is based off of Batman Year One, and just the whole setup to what we get, I thought was probably the strongest. Character-wise, I love the characters. I love the actors that they chose. None of them did a bad job. I think though the script sometimes could be weak in the writing, but it wasn't all that bad. I do believe though that the Scarecrow could have had a stronger presence than he did. Maybe as maybe not necessarily the main villain, but definitely stronger than what they gave him.
I would have liked to see more of him. Yeah.
Okay, like you felt like he should have been like the main focus of the villain.
Not necessarily main focus, but definitely more than what he did, than what they gave him. Even in the second one, it's like,
I felt like he did enough.
I would have liked to see him interrogate more people.
For what they wrote. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was fine, but I wish they had written more for that character. That's my biggest issue with that. And you guys were talking about like the action scenes. Given that this is the first movie that Nolan directed that had major action scenes,
yeah,
I would give him a pass. While they weren't great, also too, whoever edited the footage, it was very choppy. It didn't seem fluid enough. The editing wasn't as good as even part 2 or
yeah, Kenny, if you think about it, Batman doesn't show like
I don't have an issue with that. I don't know why people
I don't either. It's about story, it's about creating.
I wouldn't. It's like every time I hear this complaint about people like, oh, just become Batman or just become this hero like an hour and like you guys just want to see the costume. Like I feel like that's what people care about sometimes. Well, they only care about.
Yeah.
Personally, I love to the if they I don't know maybe not expand on the origin part, but I always found that more fascinating than anything else.
Well, the editor of this movie was Lee Smith. He edited the other Nolan Batman movies. He edited other Nolan films. He also edited a couple of other movies. 1917,
Well,
Spectre. So it's like his editing's not choppy in those movies. Just this one.
and I think maybe they were learning. Maybe they were
I feel like
experimenting.
this was. I feel
Well-
that was Nolan's idea to edit like that.
Well, you got to remember, Nolan's the one that shot the footage, so the editor has to do what Nolan
Yeah.
shot. So it's
Mhm.
really on Nolan. It's not on the editor.
Okay, here's the thing though. The one action scene that's not choppy at all to me is the Tumbler Chase. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't feel
Really,
like choppy.
I thought
No,
that
I
was
don't think so.
the
I think
worst.
that's the what? That was the worst.
especially compared to the Dark Knight Tumbler Chase. It was even it wasn't as fluid.
Well, I'm talking about all the scenes in this movie, all the action scenes in this movie.
Yeah,
It
you
was
talk
just
about-
boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn, can we just see one scene without? It just I felt like it jumped too much.
I don't know. I felt worked.
I disagree.
Personally.
That's one
Personally.
of my favorite scenes. I did not find it choppy, but
Yeah, and okay. I'm sorry, Wes. I'll bring this one thing up. Remember in the Batman v Superman discussion, I said that the warehouse scene was the best. I said best fight scene in any Batman movie. Fight scene.
right.
I feel like the Nolan films have the best action scene, not fight scenes, but action scenes like the Tumbler chases in this one.
Yeah,
but
overall, I do
I'll
agree with
just
that.
bring that up.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that now.
Oh, Pants and fanboy here.
No. I felt like the Batmobile scene in the Batman was intense and it sounds and all that was just it was crazy. Like
I mean, I agree. I liked it. I was
Yeah.
solid, but I just kind of prefer these ones a little bit more. Just me.
And yeah, I felt that when it came to the characters, they were solid. I do believe that compared to say even the Dark Knight, Rachel and Bruce, their camaraderie, their banter was a lot stronger.
You guys keep
And-
saying banter. Is that even the right word?
Banter just means conversing.
I always
Back and
I always imagine the banter is like comedy, like one back and forth. I don't know. Their chemistry together, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I
let's-
agree with that.
The chemistry is a lot more solid, a lot more fluid.
Like here in this show, we have banter. I don't know. Yeah. Their chemistry chemistry between Katie Holmes and Christian Bale is strong in this one, and I don't feel that way with the next one.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I can see Rachel.
What?
You know what's kind of funny?
I said Alfred raped Rachel.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh, we're back in the rape shit again. This show just got canceled. Oh no.
Remember, he said she's a little worse for wear. He said that.
Moving on.
You know what I didn't realize too?
What?
In the beginning when
I
Bruce
failed
Wayne's-
you, sir.
when Bruce Wayne's a kid
Yeah.
and he gets killed and his parents get killed.
He gets
you know,
killed.
Rachel.
You know who that guy is? That's Richard Drake,
Yeah, I know.
the Ice King from Game of Thrones.
God.
Oh, the Piss King.
And he was in Prison Hell.
Yeah. He's been in the Rob Zombie movies. I know.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm like, oh shit, that's that guy.
Yeah.
It's King.
He's the one that he's the one in he was the one in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 that was screaming cow. That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's him,
god.
that guy.
But yeah, I did like this one, but it wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know, but like it's funny that you say that, Rob. It's funny that you say that like when you first saw the Joker card in this movie, you weren't sure, but like I remember hearing like that was like the big
What?
moment. What, the Joker card?
Oh yeah. What about it?
You mentioned that like when you first saw it, you were unsure.
Oh yeah. I just thought.
It's funny because like It's funny because like that was the scene that everybody was going crazy about.
I mean, that was before like the whole. I don't even think they cast anybody.
No, they haven't. No, they didn't have anybody. They just
So-
knew it was gonna. I was like Joker. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
I had my concerns, but
Yeah, because we're all so used to Jack at that point.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Even I was like, oh, it's cool. Like, it's not be good as Shaq. It's not be level of Shaq.
I was just
We'll-
hoping. maybe
We'll
for-
get into that when we go into Dark Knight Rises about the whole Joker.
I was just hoping for a different villain, like why can't we see?
you wanted the Clock King, right?
I wouldn't mind. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. I think it would be interesting to have some of these villains get some good screen time and like a good arc to them if they do it
But
right.
no matter how many times they reboot a popular franchise like this, a comic book franchise, they will tend to reuse the big villains because that's what draws.
That's yes.
That's the
I
same.
think
That's what it
Spider-Man.
is.
Well, it draws bigger crowds. Yeah.
Yeah, Joker would definitely draw more.
Or they would just bring back the same actor to play like
And I can
Spider-Man.
see this is a different take though, and then like they would
Yes.
want to change the Joker up and
Yeah.
make it their own. So that's fine.
All right. Let's see.
Stats.
Yeah, stats. Unless anyone, I know, unless anyone else wants to bring up. anything.
Nope.
Okay. So I don't know if Wes is around. The guessing is gonna be the Metacritic score today. Okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be a Metacritic audience score, so it's from
Right.
1 to 10.
Right. Okay. So the budget of Batman Begins was 150 million. It grossed 374 million. So
Flop.
What flop? Yeah, it depends how you look at it. Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
is has 84%. The audience score is 94%. So
That's really good.
it's got a lot of love.
Yeah.
IMDb has an 8.3, and I want to mention this too. IMDb has like their top 250 films.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
you got billions of people vote on movies. It's in the top 250. Batman Begins is number 124 out of every movie ever made.
Mhm.
Okay, so the Metacritic score is 70. What do
70.
you guys think the user score is?
Out of 10, right?
Out of 10, and you can have a point with it too, like a 1.1 or whatever.
I'll go first. I'll say 8.5.
Okay.
8.5 for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go maybe. I think I'm gonna go 8.3.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'll go with 7.9.
I'm gonna go with 8.
All right. Well, no one got it exactly right, but
Who
two
was
got
closest?
very close. So I don't know
Fuck.
how
Who was close?
it was 8.4. So Alex and Thomas, you guys were equally close.
So does that mean we get a point? Is there like
I don't know. Should we
sudden
do
death? Sudden death.
How about
So
go?
what
How
was the
about
score?
how about the one that
8.4?
was over? Doesn't,
So what did Alex guess?
He said 8.5. Thomas said 8.3.
Oh man. You might as well just call that a tie. I mean,
or you could
Should
do
we
like
have we have
on
a
the Price is
tiebreaker?
Right. If it's over,
yeah, we
You
could
don't
do
get
something for a
points.
tiebreaker or something if it comes out to.
If it ain't, if it's possible for a tiebreaker, then or like.
It just depends on how the
I'll
other
think of something.
depends on how the other two go.
I'll
Okay,
think.
so yeah, well, you think it's something to just move on to the Dark
Yep.
Knight?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
Ding.
All right. So, Batman Begins. I jokingly say flop because like nowadays, if a comic book movie doesn't make $1 billion, it's a flop, right? That's the narrative nowadays.
It's kind of ridiculous.
It's
but
crazy, like how a movie like back then, like the biggest comic book movies, would always get like 400, 500 at most. It wouldn't be $1 billion.
They get their hopes up because they feel like comic book movies kind of rule the day now. It's like it's
And yeah, it was a different time back 2005. So yeah, but like even though it only made 373 worldwide, it made huge on DVD sales
And it made a
because
lot more.
because
it
of the
made a
word of
lot
mouth. I mean, people forget like Batman Begins did not open that big.
Mhm.
and
No,
and then the word of mouth was so good, it's like it got carried over, and to the DVD release.
And before the Dark Knight came out, '89 Batman was still the highest grossing Batman movie.
Yeah. All right. So and then like this is like okay when Dark Knight was coming out, that's when I really got into like message boards and following movies productions on the internet. This like was a big one. Hold on, I'm just trying to set it up. Yeah, and then like we all know the controversy of Heath Ledger's casting. I'll say this one. I hated it when I first heard it. I was against it. I was like, really? The Brokeback Mountain guy? The fucking Knight's Tale guy? Really? Him? He's gonna be.
Things I hate about you.
I was that guy. Well, but then again, I was an idiot. It wasn't until I saw the trailer, the first full trailer. I was like, okay, he's convinced me. You know, and that's when you have to like realize like, just hearing that someone's getting cast into a movie, it's not. You can't form an opinion. How can you? It doesn't make sense.
Well, Heath Ledger, I think this was kind of almost a turning point of the casting choices, where you expect something more.
Yes.
Like this is the turning point. Like everyone talks about it. Like Heath Ledger, like really, like Heath Ledger is Joker, but then he like blew everybody away.
Yeah.
And it's like this movie is a great comparison to go by when you talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like
the casting, like
casting choices.
Yeah. I mean, just because like he been a pretty boy like early in his career, like doesn't mean he doesn't have the talent.
I mean, he was good in like the Patriot. I mean,
yeah,
and he was good in a Monsters Ball.
Yeah, but people only look at him like, oh, the pretty boy, you know,
yeah,
oh,
like
the Brokeback Mountain guy,
the Joker.
All the training he went to, not training, but all the mind training, I guess you would call it. They put himself through just to put himself into that Joker role.
Well,
yeah.
Even between takes, they say he was still in character.
Uh-huh.
It's funny because I've heard differently, like from a couple of actors, like Michael Jai White. He talked about his experience working with Heath Ledger. He said, like,
Gamble.
Yeah, he was talking about like how he was a really chill dude, and like when. It's like when they're in the set before the camera started rolling, he would just chill like normal guy, like joking around, like talking about like I had a good week, blah blah blah, whatever. It wasn't like he was like call me Joker, okay? Don't call me Heath.
Well, no, but like he was
dedicated. Yeah,
he was always preparing for his role.
Oh yeah.
He was very dedicated.
Yeah. So let me go first in this one because like, dude, if you guys, none of you guys knew me back in 2008, but if you did. The only thing I kind of not in 2008. No, not in 2008. I met you after this movie came out.
I knew of you.
Not really. I remember the timeline.
It was to comment on my videos.
But that was like in 2009, 2010.
Oh, whatever.
It wasn't 2008. But like, if you knew me back in 2008, especially the summertime, you could not. Like, the only thing I ever fucking talked about was the Dark Knight. Yeah, before and after.
One of those idiots.
Yeah, it was. It was. No, I admit it. Like I was. I was the Dark Knight fanboy who couldn't like accept different opinions. That's how I was.
Wow.
Yeah, and
the best movie.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this. I saw this in the midnight showing. And to this day, I've never seen a movie so.
Midnight, did we? No,
I don't think so.
We saw opening night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday night.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
We saw it IMAX.
Yeah. So like, I saw this in the midnight showing, and I never seen to this day I've never seen a theater as packed as that.
I don't even. Can't remember.
I saw this. I actually saw this in the. You know, it's kind of funny. I saw this during the summer of opening weekend for my cousin's birthday.
I remember the trailer. I remember being like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." Like,
it's definitely also like it's definitely one of those movies where like just watching the trailer so many times, I was always quoting the damn trailer every fucking day. You know, it was like that, and like so like and like okay, yeah, I'll just say this like dude, like not only the theater room was full, like the lobby was full. Where you got popcorn and everything, the parking lot was full. There were so many people outside. Still, it was like, whoa! It was insane. It was absolutely insane. So many people dressed up as a Joker.
Back when movie theaters, it was fun to go.
Oh yeah. It was still that era where it was still fun to go. Yeah. I mean, I loved it. ever since I first saw it. But now it's like, I mean, I was 18, so I didn't really understand the themes all that much. I was like, oh, everything's cool, everything sounds cool, everything looks cool, like, oh yeah, all that. But like, dude, like I feel like and then this was like when the movie just came out, there were so many people like kind of not not trashing Heath Ledger's performance, but like some people downplaying his performance a bit because he had just passed away, and so like, oh, people are just sympathy praising. Like, no, if you actually just look at the performance alone, like it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, whether he was if he was alive to see it, it's like I feel like he still would have gotten the praise.
Yeah,
that he
definitely.
got. Now what he the I don't want to get too much into this, but like, would he won the Oscar? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think maybe he would have been recognized, but I don't know if he would have won. Who knows? I mean, the Academy is weird.
Nominated.
The Academy is weird like that. The voting system is.
Yeah, didn't he beat
Anyway.
out like Anthony Hopkins or?
I don't know who he beat. Like, I don't know who he beat out. Robert Downey Jr. I remember. Robert Downey Jr. That's what he beat out. But yeah, like, yeah, everyone's talked about Heath Ledger's Joker so much. I'll say it's just. It's a one like a top-notch performance that I feel like, and maybe you guys will agree. Like, all the Jokers after him have kind of like took notes from him.
Yeah.
I feel like that's he's like the blueprint of the new era of Jokers.
Yeah.
And for a reason too. Other than Heath Ledger's Joker being have a group, I think Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Two-Face, he doesn't get enough praise. I don't
No,
think.
and that's one of the big problems I have with this.
That he doesn't get enough praise.
Well, that and they didn't do enough, but I'll get to it.
Well, I disagree with that, but I'll let you go with
Agree with what?
that he doesn't get enough to do.
Well,
I think his character. I think
no, not Harvey Dent.
Two-Face.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
I'll get to
Well,
it.
I feel like his character arc is makes sense. Like, oh, it's a tragic
It does make
downfall.
sense, yes.
Yeah.
But
Like, first time I saw him, I was like, what the fuck, he dies? That was my first reaction. But like, yeah, he's great. Gary Oldman, for me, this is his best performance as Gordon in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Gary Oldman, yeah, that and then Michael Caine is also good, and Morgan Freeman's good too. Meg Gyllenhaal,
No.
kind of the weak link in the cast, I feel. Like, not only because like it's a different actress, it's like it doesn't even feel like the same person to me.
No.
Maggie Gyllenhaal even described her character as a damsel in distress. I'm like, I don't remember Katie Holmes being a damsel in distress.
Well, he does rescue her, but I felt like Katie Holmes was more tougher.
like in this movie, it's like in this
She
movie,
fucking
it's like
tased the shit out of Joker. I mean,
in this movie,
Scarecrow.
when she has this kind of interest with Harvey Dent, okay, I can see that. But when
Yeah.
she talks to Bruce, I'm like, who is this lady?
I know. I don't feel the love.
Like,
No,
this is
you don't feel the
like
connection.
Why
No.
did they recast?
Oh, I know why.
They didn't want Katie Holmes. They didn't want Katie Holmes.
Katie
back.
Holmes turned it down to do, I think.
No, but like they say that, but
Yeah.
like I think it had to do. I think a lot of it had to do with Tom Cruise was kind of controversial at the time with the whole Scientology thing.
And
She was
well,
with
not only
him.
that, but she also did another film around this time called
She
Mad
was doing another film.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Mad Money, I think, with Queen Latifah, I think, and
Right.
Diane Keaton.
It was a big mistake recasting. They should have just
Yeah.
come up with something else. you know?
Right. Yeah.
I hate when movies do that because
Yes.
it takes you. It
It
automatically.
Yeah,
takes you
it does.
You
It
can't
does.
do that.
It does completely. So like but like they can't just like bring a new character in. They invested so much time with the Rachel Dawes character in the first one. It's like you can't just write her off, the character off. So that's why they recast instead of using a new character. Yeah, it's just like some of her delivery is just like off in this movie.
It's wooden.
It's not. I
Whatever
wouldn't
you
call
wanna
it wooden. Just like
Yeah.
awkward. I don't know. And it's funny. Like I remember like reading so many people, seeing so many people's comments at the time it came out. Like I don't know if you guys agree with this. We'll see. That oh, she's ugly. I saw a lot of that. It doesn't.
That's not what. That wasn't my problem.
But I remember that was a lot of people's problems when that came out.
I mean, that's a kind of a dumb reason.
Yeah, what?
but-
No, like oh my god, dude, you it was like all the like the two biggest criticisms of this movie when it came out was the Batman voice, which I get into, and Kitty Holmes, Meg Gyllenhaal. That's it. Like that's like the only things that
Yeah.
people didn't like with this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Bale as Batman Bruce Wayne. I still like him in this movie, but like I said when we're talking about Batman Begins, I don't think his performance is as strong as it was in the first one.
No.
And he does get outshined by Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
I feel like he gets outshined by Gary Oldman and Eric Hart too.
Yeah,
not just Heath Ledger.
There's
So
a lot more people involved here.
yeah, I think that Harvey is more interesting of a character here than Bruce Wayne is in this movie.
Yeah.
And I like his story in this one. I just don't feel like I said, like I think the Joker and Harvey Dent were more interesting characters in this one. I found them more fascinating. The story can get a little bit
Convoluted.
a bit, but I feel like it doesn't get as convoluted when you get to the third one. Here,
Well, hell no. No, I mean that's no
here it's like I think it still works like really well.
There's a lot of things going on at different times. There's a lot of things,
Yeah.
like side plots, so to say.
Yeah, and it's funny because for weeks we've been going back and forth about like, oh, movie, the Batman's too long and this movie's too long. Like I remember like the first time I saw this, I did feel it was too long.
You know, when I told you that, Alex, like I feel stupid because I have no problem with long movies. I think it's just the mood. I really think mood has a lot to do with
Well, and they have to pace it. It has to be
pacing. Yeah, but I still think that has to do with mood too. It's like I feel like even the movies with slow pace, it's like I enjoy those.
What I mean, it could be slow paced, but it has to keep you engaged.
I still think that has to do with mood too, though. Like I feel like if I'm in a good mood or like to wanting to watch it,
you're
like
both right. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
when
lot.
it comes to long movies.
Like I can watch Dark Knight now and it goes by like that. It goes by quick to me.
Perfect example. Okay, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Two Towers is probably the one that I watched the least because of the pacing. I feel like the forest setting and then the end battle's great, but there's all that stuff in the middle where you're just like, I feel differently. Like I watch.
You're saying you think this movie is paced okay?
The Dark Knight.
Yeah. I think it is now.
Yeah.
I'm giving examples of what I told Alex about the Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Batman.
I'm talking about like
discussions about pacing the movie lengths, like movies that are over 2.5 hours long.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Like Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Like I feel like if you're not invested, if you're not in the mood to actually watch that and sit down and actually be invested into it, like it could seem like, okay, this is dragging on, whatever. But like I used to feel that way, but then like when I watch it now, it's just like, oh, like I freaking love all three movies. Like I love them. Like they're just so good. And so whatever. I
know. Yeah, I agree with that. What I mean? It'll depend on mood. Yeah, because like I can watch Dark Knight now and it goes by quick for me. It really does because I'm so engaged with the story. Just like I'm engaged with the story of Batman Begins, and I'm even engaged in the story of the Dark Knight Rises. We'll get into that. But like I don't want to say too much about it because I want to get you guys your takes on this movie. But I still love this movie to this day. I think all the praise it got, it deserved. I know so many people came out the work when even to this day say like it's overrated. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's overrated.
I think it is a little.
I can see why you think that. I just don't go. I just don't agree.
Yeah.
You don't agree that it's
fine.
Overrated?
No, I don't agree.
I think it is a little bit. I wouldn't say it's like oh my god, it's just so overrated. I think it's just a tiny bit overrated.
And like other than like a few issues, like people tend to bring other issues. I'm like, you guys are that's just nitpicking.
When people say this is the best superhero movie ever made, I'm just like, no, like no way.
Well, this is my personal favorite Superman movie, but that's neither here or
That's a
there.
personal favorite, but I'm saying like a consensus, like if you like people saying that this is the best
But you know what though?
movie ever made,
But-
comparing it to every superhero movie.
But like, there's always that a lot of movies, especially now a lot of comic book movies nowadays, like they get that title, like, oh, this is one of the best or the best. Like it happens a lot.
I still like Superman 2 over this.
I feel like wait 10 years after a movie comes out and see if you feel the same way. At least a decade.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
this
I mean,
movie came out.
you got to have enough to compare. I mean, you got to have
I know.
enough.
This movie came out 14 years ago, and I still think it's amazing. So
I think it's a great movie
I think
too.
it still
but
holds up.
It's great.
I still think Batman Begins is still my favorite.
I think it still holds
I
up.
feel like when I'm going to touch on points, like it's going to seem like I hate it, but I don't. It's just.
You hate it? No, just kidding. Okay, but I love this movie. I think it's great, and it holds up. And yeah, I think it was a great sequel. I mean,
I like
it
that
was
cover.
yes,
Pretty cool.
even though it doesn't happen in the movie, so false advertisement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then back in 2008, I was a fucking nerd for this movie, so hard. So, like, if you ask me what I thought about it in 2008, I would say it's perfect, 10 out of 10. There's no flaws in it. And
Yeah, that's just the fanboy in you, though.
I know,
That's what it
yeah.
is. You know,
Mhm.
I hate when
But,
people
yeah.
talk about Rocky stuff. So shut up.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll let Rob go next. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob.
Are you sure? I don't know.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I want to hear.
Okay, so yeah, I think this is a good movie. I think it's a good sequel, so to say, to the Nolan films. Now, altogether, I think the cast is great. We got a bigger cast this time. Now,
Yep.
Now I want to touch on each of these characters. The Joker, I feel like he's the best villain out of all the characters in, or I want to say the best character out of all of the characters in the Nolan trilogy. I think he deserves that
Praise.
yes.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger was great, and I do feel like this movie was carried by him. Aaron Eckhart was close second to me, but I feel like whenever you talk to somebody about this movie, they'll say, "Oh yeah, the Joker was fantastic." No one talks about how Christian Bale was, other than his raspy voice. No one says that this.
Oh, I didn't go into that. Sorry. Actually, the first time I saw it, it wasn't even bothering me until like the very end. I'm like, wait, why does this voice sound like that at like the very end? When he was like talking to the Joker, "You'll be in jail cell forever." I'm like, wait, what's wrong with your voice? It took me like 2 hours to finally figure out like something wrong with his voice.
Now, his first line when he was like, "I'm not wearing hockey pads." I remember in the theater, I was like, "What did he say?"
Yeah, you can't hardly.
I thought he said it. I'm not wearing hockey pants. But
That's
he
what
said
I
that.
thought he said.
He's
That's
so.
what I thought.
I
Yeah.
can understand. Here's the thing. I can understand like the most of what he's saying. It's just like it's so raspy. It's like it's distracting.
I'll get to that. Like I'll get to my.
It doesn't bother me as much as some other people, but it is an issue. I'll say that.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think Heath Ledger carried this film. I think most people talk about the Joker. That's all they talk about in this movie. So
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so, because
But there's so many other great things about the movie, though.
It's a great thing about the movie. Exactly.
But
So
no. I'm saying there's other great things about the movie, not just.
Oh,
Joker.
there. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'll get to that. But I'm saying, like, the main point here is that the Joker is one of the best. So, now I don't like what they did with Two-Face. I think he was wasted, and here's the reason.
Harvey, no.
Harvey's arc was so good. It was so built up, and then when he becomes Two-Face, like he's mad about what happened to Rachel.
Yeah, he's out for revenge.
Okay, I think they should have carried him to the next movie.
Yeah, but what do you do? What else do you do? I mean, he already targets everybody he wants to try to target.
Listen, I think it would have been cool to have like since he was kind of in love with Rachel, Bruce liked Rachel.
Yeah.
I think in the third movie it would have been cool to have them go head to head. to create some kind of story where Two-Face has a dual personality, right? He has to rely on the coin. They should have done more with that. I think it would have been cool to have him be like Harvey Dent one minute, and then the next minute he's of course going mad. I think it would have been cool to maybe show how Two-Face, he was part of this mob. In the animated series, he always had guys with him. What I mean?
I know.
I think it would have been cool to develop Two-Face's story a little bit more instead of having Harvey. We already know Harvey Dent. I'm saying Two-Face. I think he was kind of wasted, and the fact that they bring him up in the third act, it's and then of course Batman kills him. Let's not forget that Batman kills Two-Face. Okay?
Not on purpose though, but he's trying to save the important son.
There's no.
I know he does kill him, but it's not like he didn't. It's not like that was his goal.
He basically pushed him. So
yeah.
Anyway, I think that was a little wasted. Aaron Eckhart as him was great. I loved it, but I felt like they should have done more. Batman's voice takes me out of the movie. It takes me out of his character, where I just don't want to hear him talk. I just don't. It's way too far fetched for me. There's so many memes out there that they've created because of this.
Yeah. Oh, I know. There's too many of them to name.
All the parodies, yeah.
But again, I can't blame these people, because if you watch Batman Begins and then you watch this, there's a huge difference here. It's what happened? What happened?
I remember, I don't ever remember people making fun of the voice before the movie. This one came out. It was until after this movie came out. Then people.
It was after this.
It was after this. Yeah, it was this one. It was this.
And this was a Nolan decision, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, he amplified it.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know why
it's not even Christian Bale's actual real voice. He's doing that on set. It wasn't even. It wasn't even Christian Bale's voice on the set doing that. They changed it in post production.
I don't know why he had the need to do that. The voice was perfectly fine in Begins.
It was fine.
You know what's funny though? It's funny. That was the big criticism of the movie, and then you know what Nolan did? He kept in Dark Knight Rises. He didn't give a fuck. He's he didn't backtrack. So it's
the Dark Knight Rises, his voice was even worse.
Yeah, it got worse.
It's almost like Nolan's trolling. It's
it just takes me out of the movie. I just don't feel. I don't know. I always chuckle whenever it happens. I'm this is supposed to be a serious movie, and I'm just when he talks,
especially when he's screaming,
this is a comedy, and it's not supposed to be. It's I don't know. It sucked. Whatever. Maggie Gyllenhaal, we already talked about. I don't need to go into that. The bat suit, I thought the design looked kind of neat, but I don't like the fact that and I know he wants to be able to turn his head, but it just looks so stupid. I think up here, it looks so thin. It just don't look right. I feel like he needs to be bulky kind of up here. I think that's where they got Robert Pattinson's suit. I thought they got his suit kind of correct, but that's just me. So I didn't really care for that. Now there is a scene that I think they should have carried on with that still to this day. I'm just what happened? The scene where Rachel and Batman are falling out the window, Joker pushes her out, and then they're down there, and he's "Are you okay?" And he's "Oh, are you okay?" Yeah, and it cuts, and I'm wait a minute, Joker and his henchmen are up there, and those hostages are he took them hostage in a way, looking for Harvey Dent. Where'd they go?
Because the next day.
Okay,
no, I know.
They're up in a skyscraper. They're up high. They have to get down. They'd have to either go down to the first floor or go on the roof and go escape that way. Batman's down there. It's what happened?
I actually read the script to this. They actually were supposed to show them escape. The Joker's goons leave because they can't find Harvey, and then Batman's there and the police are coming, so they get out of there. They actually was supposed to be a scene. I don't know if they filmed it or not, but that was in the script I read. So
I don't think they filmed it. But that's to me that was just okay, that's a cop out there. That was a big scene. That was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And then it just cuts, and it's okay, Joker escaped once again. How do we I always felt like Joker, everything worked out for him except for the end. Everything worked out for him. I'm just like, this is just a little.
No, even at the end, he's like, "Well, I got Harvey to turn evil, so haha, Batman, one up on you."
I understand he's like one step ahead. I felt like everything was working out.
The only plan, I don't know, the only thing that failed for him was the boats.
The boats, exactly.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
But then again, I feel like everything was flowing too good. Like, come on, he drives a school bus out into other school buses, and he just went through a building. And it's like he drives out just all like no one notices this and no one says anything. It's just like, okay, like, come on, whatever. It's a movie, I understand, but still, things are working out for him when people are noticing things, and it's like they don't do anything about it. So those are just some gripes here. The whole boat thing could have been shorter. I think that kind of drug on a little bit too much.
Yes.
I never really hear people talk about that, but that's just one personal.
I do. I people going like, that's not like the people will snatch that bomb and the trigger.
Really?
I know. Yeah, dude, I've heard a lot of curses.
The whole China Lao side plot was kind of dumb. I don't know. I just thought that was the fact that Batman went there to go get him and stuff like that. I thought that could have maybe been shortened up a little bit too.
It established the whole what was that thing that Lucius Fox had, the
sonar?
Yeah, sonar. Like that's what it establishes.
Like a submarine, Mr. Wayne. Like a submarine.
So look,
I'm designing Mr. Wayne.
These movies are not perfect, and that's why I go against, like, if anybody, like, people praise this as like the perfect superhero movie or perfect Batman movie. It's like it's hardly that.
There's no such thing as a perfect Batman
I
movie.
I feel like it gets a pass though, just because like Joker was so good in this, and like there's no flaws with it. I don't know. Watching this again, I gotta say, like, I didn't love it as much as I used to. I feel like there's just certain things that I needed to point out about it. Like, to this day, I love Batman Begins more, but it is a good movie. It is a good Batman movie. It does have good characters. I think things could have been better. I think with Batman and Two-Face. I think those are the two main things they could have maybe changed.
I only agree with you with the Batman thing because of the voice, and he needed to just maybe like not get outshined by the villains. But
you don't think Two-Face was wasted at all?
No, I don't, because I completely understand the arc and the theme they were going for. Nolan was going for was the whole, you either die hero, or you live long enough to become a villain. Like, it's like, if Harvey Dent was supposed to be the guy that brought peace to Gotham. It can be Batman in his way. So I get like why, like, he becomes Two-Face. Like,
I understand Harvey.
And he dies, and it's like, oh shit, like who
I understand Harvey Dent's arc, but not Two-Face.
Yeah.
They're two different arcs.
It's the same person.
I know that, but Two-Face as a villain has his own.
It's not arc. Look, Rob. It's not about you what you want. It's what's fair. Okay.
Yeah. I wish I had the point around right now.
Yeah.
I had it scratched off, bitch. Anyway.
Well, he made his own look.
Look, I just, in my personal thing, I just wish they would have done more with Two-Face. I wish they would have had maybe something where we can actually feel for his character a little bit.
I did feel for his character.
I felt for Harvey Dent. I didn't feel for like Two-Face. I didn't feel
but like when he was going on and on about like why was it me to lost everything? You too, like you like, and then Batman's like saying he's trying to say like no, it wasn't, and we know why, because he's Bruce Wayne. He lost also Rachel. Like, dude, that fucking like, oh man. Even though I wish Rachel was a strong character, but like I get like, I cared.
I understand that they could have done more though. They could have established, like, he could have established his own, like I said, his own gang or his own mob, because that's what Two-Face is. Like, that's, if any interpretation of him, he always has.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't see like this Harvey Dent, this having like a gang. I don't know. I don't like.
I mean, bro, I don't know.
Maybe a more comic booky Two-Face. Yeah, definitely. but
Yeah.
this was grounded, so I don't know.
Anyway, that's the music was good.
Oh yeah.
I do like the fight scenes. I thought they were pretty cool.
Oh, the chase scene in downtown Chicago. I mean Gotham. Oh man.
I mean, that was, I don't know. I was fine.
Oh,
I didn't-
I'm sorry. I love that.
That's interesting. Something that we didn't bring up is the fact that the look of Gotham changed between Batman Begins
Yeah.
and the last two.
There was more.
It was definitely more
I think
Chicago.
Batman Begins had more darkness.
Well,
Yeah.
Batman Begins actually had a little. They were trying to make a realistic city look like Gotham City, where then they just threw that out the window,
Yeah.
and the next two was just
Yeah,
like,
just
hey,
it's just Chicago.
Chicago. Did you guys like that or not like that?
I wish they would have done. I wish they would have made Gotham more of a character,
And that's again, we're going
like they
back
did
to
it with the
the
Burton
Batman.
films. Yeah,
Going back to the Batman.
I'll
that
give
was-
Matt Reeves
Gotham-
that. Yeah, I'll give Matt Reeves over Nolan. Like, yeah, Matt Reeves
Gotham-
Matt Reeves did a better job as making Gotham into a character better than
yeah.
Nolan did. Yes, definitely. I agree.
That's all I have to say. I'll let someone else go. I had some issues with the movie, but all in all, it is a very good Batman movie. It is.
Okay, Thomas, go ahead.
I actually had the pleasure of seeing this during the summer of 08 in the theater. When it first
I saw
came-
this movie in theaters 5 times, by the way.
Oh,
5
okay.
times. Jeez. That's like
I got to see this in theaters for my cousin's birthday, actually, for his
I was
birthday.
a fanboy. What can you say?
I don't think you're a fan, Alex.
You should have seen it 6 times.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, like I remember, like back when I was like 14, because I was 14 years old when this came out in 2008. I love the movie. Like, I still think it is a good movie, but I now that I've grown older, I think I like Batman Begins a little bit better than this.
really.
Because
I agree.
like the Dark Knight, when it comes, I think overall,
I love them. I love them both.
I mean, I enjoy both movies, but I go with
To
Rob.
me, they're in the same level.
I do like Batman Begins a little bit better, like Rob said. I think Batman Begins is still my favorite of the trilogy. I mean, but it's so hard for me to go back and forth because I do enjoy both, but easily the standout of the film is without a doubt, like you guys said, Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, just absolutely just a mesmerizing performance, and. Oh, I mean, what more can you say about Heath Ledger that has been said before? Like, he blew everybody out of the water,
I
performance-wise.
definitely see he probably would have been in the third one if he was alive.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't see him being absent in the third one if he was still alive.
Right. That would have been really cool.
I would have liked to see him in the third one, but not as a main. I would have liked to see
Maybe he would have been. His role in the third one would have been like
Hannibal
that,
Lecter,
like that deleted scene that we just saw of the Batman. Like
Probably,
He
yeah.
did like Hannibal Lecter, like he was in
Yeah.
he was in jail.
Yeah,
And like,
Yeah,
Arkham
exactly.
That would have been cool.
Now, but like going on to the rest of the cast, like I still think Christian Bale does do a solid job as Bruce Wayne.
As Bruce Wayne, yeah.
But I don't think his Batman was nearly as strong as Batman Begins.
He must have friends.
Because I just don't like I don't like the way his voice was in this one. I mean, I don't know why Nolan had the sense to sort of amplify his
Here's
voice.
the thing, like, okay, here's the thing. Here's a question now now we keep bringing up the voice. Other than the voice, like, what other aspects about him as Batman didn't you like? Because
I didn't really think the suit was. I mean, the suit was really
okay.
good too,
His
but like,
dialogue and his jokes too.
it actually gets worse. It actually gets worse in the third one.
Like, there wasn't really much Batman in this movie as much as Begins.
No.
I feel like because he got
There's
outshined
too
by
many characters.
Joker.
It's definitely it's like this trilogy is more about Bruce Wayne
Right.
him than
yeah.
it is about Batman. Whereas the
And-
opposite when you go into Batman.
But the other cast members do a good job. Morgan Freeman, for the little bit that he has, he's still good as Fox. I do agree with Alex. I do think Gary Oldman gives his best performance as Gordon.
Yes.
I think this is without a doubt my favorite. Gary, what's that, Rob?
I said I forgot to talk about him. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think Gary Oldman is the best he ever was in this trilogy as Gordon. I think this is without a doubt the best movie for him. And Michael Caine still does a good job as Alfred. And the other cast members do a good job, except for Maggie Gyllenhaal. I mean, I know you guys already touched on Maggie Gyllenhaal as Rachel, but I'll touch on her again because I want to give my 2 cents about this too. It's not that Maggie Gyllenhaal is a bad actress. I think she is a good actress, but
she's ugly.
She's been better in.
Everyone says she's ugly.
She's been better in other movies.
Where'd you go, Alex?
Yeah,
I'm
why
still
are you
here.
an icon?
she's fucking fugly as fuck.
I'm still here.
Your face is gone.
Ugly as fuck.
Oh my god, I hate myself. Anyway,
You don't like women. Oh man.
But like Maggie Gyllenhaal just didn't have that edge that Katie Holmes had. I think Katie Holmes had.
Okay,
more
the
edge.
only part I feel like Maggie Gyllenhaal as Rachel felt like the same character in Batman Begins was when she told Joker to stop harassing that guy.
Yeah, I
That's
can agree
it.
with that.
That's it. Like that's the only part I feel like, oh, that's Rachel from Batman Begins. But no.
Because it kind of reminded.
And then when he walks up to her, she's like scared, like, oh.
It's kind of like when she said, like,
Oh, when she punches him. When she punches him, okay, that one part, like that.
Right,
like,
yeah,
that was Rachel from Batman
you
Begins.
figure Katie Holmes kind of tased Scarecrow in Begins, and she told the bad guys to knock it off the kid.
Yeah, a little fighting you. I like that. You're gonna love me.
Oh, a little fight in you. I like that.
No.
You're gonna love me. Let her go. Very poor choice of words.
You know what? Like that part was funny when he dragged his goon to fight Batman. In that part, he's like, "Yeah, go get him."
Yeah.
Where is it? You'll have to choose. Where are you?
But Maggie Gyllenhaal was without a doubt the weakest link of the whole cast of the film. And when she died, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't like her character anyway.
I felt sad for Bruce and Harvey, especially Harvey.
Yeah, but I didn't give a flying fuck though. I didn't like the actress playing the character. Like, fuck that. Rob is dying.
Oh man. Perfect.
But yeah, but Alex is right though. Maggie Gyllenhaal has been better in other movies.
Yeah. Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, great movie. Yeah, great performance for her. And Donnie Darko, great performance. I almost want to say that's probably my favorite performance of hers is Donnie Darko.
The one I mentioned.
Because I almost forgot about her and Donnie Darko.
That's the only one you've seen.
Now I really do like Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent. I thought him as Harvey Dent was great. I liked his build up of the character.
You know what sucks though? That
What's
I got spoiled from his Two-Face look the day before the movie came out.
Ah, okay.
Dan and I
The thing is with me, I had no idea he was going to be Two-Face because I knew about Harvey.
No, I knew he was gonna be Two-Face, but like because they already gave that away. But like
Well,
I saw what he looked. I saw what he looked. I saw what he was gonna look like. You know
I didn't see much promotion
I
for
was
the
like,
film.
Fuck. Oh,
You spoiled it for
dude.
yourself.
Okay, dude, I saw every fucking promotion to this movie.
Yeah,
Dan and I dressed up as Batman and Two-Face.
I feel like for me, I was
who's Batman and who's Two-Face?
I was the Keaton Batman, which didn't make sense. He was the Aaron Eckhart Two-Face.
Oh, okay, it would have been awesome. He was the Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face.
No, we didn't go
Can you
that.
imagine Aaron Eckhart being that over the top?
His face would have been pink. Raw pink.
I'd have been laughing like a lunatic the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for any of you
Yeah,
guys that are still in the chat, thanks for coming in. Like,
Yeah.
Cody,
Also,
Kenny, and
like the stream, please. Thank you. Like the stream. Thank you for all your comments.
share it around with your friends and all that stuff too. But I mean, I really do love the movie, but I can see why people would say it is a tad bit overrated. I can see where they're coming from.
Contrarians.
I mean, like I I slightly feel that way, but I don't feel as strongly as like other people would.
Yeah, I feel just a little bit. I'm not saying like it's like, oh yeah.
No. It's I mean,
Overrated.
are there more overrated films than this? Hell yeah, Avatar
Yes.
and
I knew you were gonna fucking bring up Avatar. Like when you keep saying overrated, I'm thinking Avatar in my head.
yeah. I still think Avatar is a far more overrated film than this. Like I think it's
Here's the way I look at it.
slightly-
Okay, you look at the praise this movie gets. Do you agree it deserves the praise?
Yeah, it deserves the praise.
Okay, then I don't feel like you should say it's overrated. I'm just saying.
I think it's slightly,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
I,
but
but
you
I
think
still
it's
don't think
overrated
it's
for his personal
extremely
reasons.
Overrated.
It's not the consensus. It's his personal reason.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, but I still love the movie regardless of that, though.
I can't give a fuck what anybody says.
Despite a
Yeah,
couple of like,
we talked about already the Transformers fan. Like we
Hey,
mentioned
what's
that
up, Chucky Doll? I always call him Chucky.
formerly known as Chucky Doll. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Nice,
always used to saying I'm always used to saying that.
yeah, I saw that
Transform-
deleted scene. Yeah,
Transformers fan, formerly known as Chucky Doll. How should
Yeah.
we call him? The YouTuber formerly known as Chucky Doll.
there's something in the way.
Yeah. All right, Thomas, go ahead. Wrap up your thoughts.
So, despite like a couple of nitpicks, I still think this is and the musical score. Hans Zimmer, great job on the score.
Hans Zimmer does good at everything.
Oh, awesome score! I still think this. I mean, Batman Begins and The Dark Knight have excellent sound.
I love the Joker theme song.
Oh, the Joker theme song is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Mhm.
I probably say my favorite scene with Joker is one of two scenes. I say either the party scene or when he
When they play the Prince music.
I was going to ask you guys. Hey, I was going to ask you guys something really quick.
Dude, he's actually legit scary. Like that's what
Do you like the Heath Ledger? Do you like his version of the Joker where he's just unpredictable and just evil, or do you like the Joaquin Phoenix version where it's like he has kind of, I don't want to say like a human side to him, but you can understand.
It's a
Why
completely different Joker.
I prefer.
Well, I'm asking you what you prefer.
I prefer the Heath Ledger Joker,
I can't.
but like Joaquin Phoenix has become one of my favorite Jokers.
Yeah, I do prefer the Heath Ledger Joker.
I prefer. Yeah, I prefer
I figured most.
I prefer the Heath Ledger, like the unpredictable.
just-
Although Joaquin Phoenix knocked it out of the park.
That
too.
you're
Yeah, the comic book Joker, I would prefer Heath Ledger, but
If I had to pick
Joaquin Phoenix played a completely different Joker, though. It was a completely different character.
Well, what I'm saying is there are different interpretations of the Joker, but they're different because Heath Ledger he has really no human side. He just creates chaos just because.
He talks about his scars,
I think
his
he
backstory.
talks more about chaos than actually does, whereas Jack Nicholson, you couldn't predict what he was going to do next.
Well,
Interesting point.
Well, okay. Joaquin
Heath
Phoenix
Ledger's
also
Joker,
is like-
he was
like,
more.
Do you prefer a Joker that has like a human side where you understand what he's doing, or do you prefer a Joker that just does whatever, he's unpredictable and you don't understand?
I prefer the unpredictable.
I like the unpredictable Joker.
Yeah, I did too.
And I felt that the Jack Nicholson Joker was more unpredictable than the Heath Ledger to some degree.
I guess in a way.
Not really. I mean,
Well,
he told everyone he was going to be throwing money out into the street.
Okay, that's one thing I didn't mention when we talked about Batman '89. Dude, he tells the whole fucking city he's gonna do that, and then the cops don't show up at the parade. Bullshit. Fucking bad writing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Shut up.
Well, wait a minute. Well, the Heath Ledger one. Heath Ledger was kind of unpredictable too, because remember he had all that
Oh my God.
money. Like
Sure.
that was kind of
I
like
almost choked.
unpredictable.
I was choked.
Rob was about ready to combine Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson's name together. That would have been fucking.
Yeah, you can use that as a meme.
Heath Jacko.
John Jacob.
Dude, I almost choked when you said that. Shit.
So yeah, Joker's stupid. Move on. Yeah, go ahead, Thomas. Sorry.
Thomas,
I
wrap up your thoughts.
want to know about Joker.
But yeah, but I love this film. Like, I still think it's a great movie. But if I still had to pick one though, it'll still be Batman Begins.
Okay,
I
you said that already like 10 times.
Yeah, but
Just
I mean,
confirm
but I give it the
Stop
same
it.
score. I give it the same score as I do Batman Begins, 9 out of 10.
Okay, cool. All right,
Dan,
Dan.
yeah.
You haven't gone.
All right, I'll try to not go too long on this. I'm going to go over some of the things that you guys already talked about. I probably my biggest gripe for the movie is and Bob already mentioned this, and I agree, is the boat scene. I feel like it drags on too long. I feel like
I don't agree with that.
I don't feel like it was necessary to show that the people of Gotham are good. Like, I mean,
I think it was.
I can see
I
where
think
you're
there
coming
was
from with that, but
but they listen. Like the Joker,
That's trying to prove a point.
He wasn't trying to. He was just. He already proved what he needed to prove with Harvey. He didn't need to do it with the whole people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that scene. I'm not saying the scene couldn't be in the movie. It was too long. Like that. I don't know why. That's the one thing that always kind of bothered me about the movie was that I felt like that scene was too long. It was not paced appropriately.
I'll say this: the people in that boat crack me up.
Well, but it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like they tried to create characters for us to care about, and I didn't care about any. Did you really care about those boat people? Honestly.
Well, it's like they're just extra random small roles, but especially that one guy who sounded exactly like William H. Macy.
Right, but as much time as we put into
the one that said like
scene,
the one that said like I'll do it, and then he doesn't do it.
Well, yeah, but my point is like, did you really? If you really think about it, did you care about that?
I care about the idea.
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't executed as well as it could have been.
Maybe if they had a character in the movie that was a citizen, a regular citizen that was in that boat.
Then when that scene was all finished, it's like it didn't have any impact, at least on me.
Yeah,
when the scene was done.
I can't believe no one's brought this up yet. This scene always bothered me too.
What's up?
I didn't like how Gordon faked his death and no one knew.
Yes. Oh, that was another. I have that here. I was gonna. Yes. Nobody. Knew.
Not even Batman was aware.
No, Batman knew.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't, because outside of the apartment, when they go and tell his wife, she's like, "You did this," and he tilts his head down like, "Oh, I'm sad." And then that's when he gets mad and he goes to the gangsters and he throws them off a building. Batman totally was in the dark. And no, that's true. There's no proof about it.
Wait, and
okay. I never interpreted it that way. I always interpreted like only Batman knew. And that's it.
He had no pulse either. The guy checked his pulse. Well, I mean, he could have lied about it.
And
the guy was obviously lying about it.
When Gordon's laying there, when the guy checks him, he's like, "Oh no!" I mean, like it was a fake. It was an audience fake out. And
to me, it seems like an audience fake out. Like, oh, Batman thinks he actually is dead.
And that's exactly what happened. And like he didn't let even his wife know. Remember when he sees her later? He's
like, yeah, dude. That actually, guys, it's kind of fucked up that not even the wife didn't know. Like,
he's like, I had to protect my family. He keeps saying that, but it's like, remember, Dent's like, oh, you do keep things close to the chest. Like, I'm just saying, like, it was unbelievable. He died out in he got shot out in public in front of hundreds of people, and he was able.
There was chaos. People was running around.
They were somehow able to like get him out of there. It's secretly, and him survive. Like, and it doesn't make sense.
To be honest,
Dent took that line from Batman. By the way,
he did.
Batman said that.
Yeah, to Lucius Fox.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. But anyway, like really, like so.
I gotta admit, the first time I saw it, I actually thought he did die.
And he was on this in like the SWAT. Like,
and I remember, I was thinking like, wait a minute, he never became commissioner. He's dead. Bullshit. And then when he was alive, the audience fucking cheered when he showed up.
I mean, it was one of those moments where you're like, oh yeah, he's back, but it's like it don't make sense. It doesn't.
No, like how did he? Like I can't. I'm just surprised at how. I that always like I just was shocked that they got out like that was never.
What the fuck?
We've already talked about the voice. I'm not going to go into that. I agree with the voice. I agree. I don't like the cowl at all. I'm fine with the suit, but the cowl, and I get like he wanted to be able to move his neck, but that's what always like having that there for Batman always makes him more intimidating.
Yeah, I don't see the big deal about wanting to move his neck. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I get it.
Well,
I get
actually,
it
you know what? I mean,
realist-
no, it was Christian Bale's complaint, like in real life, like he actually
Right.
he's
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah, you're right, because
they put in the script.
from a realistic point of view, like I agree with it. I just don't like how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like the look of it. Funny to bring up Gotham. It's interesting because Batman Begins. I don't have an explanation for this. Batman Begins looked more like Gotham for sure, but for whatever reason, I liked the fact that Chicago. I don't know, like it looked so
It's biased.
realistic. Like it really grounded the movie even more in The Dark Knight. So
Yeah.
I kind of liked the fact that Chicago was used in a sense,
Yeah.
but not necessarily in the next movie. So I don't know, but even though these seem like these were issues I had with the movie, personally for me, like I do give them a pass because the positives like far outweigh the negatives for me for this movie.
Yeah.
And, personally, I think I agree with Alex on this. I think the Nolan trilogy, and I'm gonna call them chase scenes, not like this, not fight scenes, but like
chase scenes.
The chase scenes in these movies are great in my opinion.
Yes.
Batman Begins,
Yeah, they are. Yes.
I felt the Tumbler roof scene is probably my favorite action scene, and in this movie, the Tumbler bat cycle truck scene is probably
Oh,
my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
scene,
Oh, yeah,
in that movie. So I love that scene, and I know, but I agree with Bob on the boat scene. I actually really like the China scene. Is it China? Are they in China?
Yeah.
China.
Mm-hmm.
I like that because I feel like that for me was a chance for Batman to use some of his detective skills and like set the building up in a way that he could get Lau out of there. Like he had to figure out how to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Which also brings me to the other detective scene in the movie, which was the bullet fingerprint scene. I like that. I kind of wish we got more of that, but those are two things I liked. The opening bank scene was great. The hostage save scene, how the Joker set that whole elaborate thing up where like the hostages were the gunners and vice versa, and he had to and the SWAT team was coming,
and then you see anti-alcohol.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
That whole scene at the end where it's like he's got like 3 things he has to accomplish. Like that's kind of for me like that's Batman. Like he's got this problem. There's 3 things going on at the same time. How are you going to take care of this? And like I thought that was cool.
And then he blames himself, and then he makes himself the villain at the end. Like, damn it! I know. I think he did. I mean, it makes sense.
No, he didn't need to.
It makes this scene his character more tragic.
He easily blamed it on the Joker.
No, but the Joker wasn't even there. I mean, the Joker wasn't there. No, the Joker wasn't there to kidnapping Gordon's family. Like
he could have blamed it on anybody else though.
Well, I don't know.
He didn't need to do that. He really didn't need to set himself up like that. That's one thing I don't agree with, but whatever.
That did throw me off when the first time. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh, and he's like, I killed those people.
Yeah, like what? I killed the League of Shadows.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, the interrogation scene is phenomenal too. I wanted to bring.
Yeah,
that.
I mean that's the iconic scene.
Yeah.
There was definitely an improvement on the fight scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
From the first one, I think Nolan took some good notes to do that. I wouldn't say they're like fantastic, but they're good. I did enjoy them.
It's a little step up, yeah.
I guess that's pretty much it. You guys already covered all the character things. Everyone did a good job. Basically, those are my kind of quick thoughts. Well, thoughts I came up with while you guys were talking. So
I was gonna bring something up, but I forgot what it was. That's something you guys haven't mentioned, but I completely fucking forgot. So I'll let Wesley go. Maybe I'll remember. Go
this
ahead.
Is actually one of my favorite one of the whole series. But mean, I really don't know what else to say. Everyone pretty much pointed out, but I do think the weakest part would be Rachel Dawes because in the first one to she added something to the Bruce Wayne character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And whereas this one, even Alex, wasn't you that said that in
What?
an interview? She said that she felt more like a damsel in distress.
I
because
think
that's-
Thomas. I think
Oh,
Thomas
yeah,
mentioned
Megan
that.
Dolan described her character.
Thomas mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and that's kind of how she comes across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no added element to it. There's nothing that she adds to the movie except for someone to be saved. I do think the strongest element in the whole movie is the music, which isn't even really music. It's more different tones to add to the atmosphere of
So it's
each
music.
scene.
Yeah,
Not
it is.
really music per se.
Music is organized sound and silence that exists in time.
Wow, that's well put.
Textbooks.
Uh,
I hate the music. I'm just kidding.
Either way, music. I thought it added a strong presence to every scene that it was in.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about Commissioner Loeb. He was awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I really liked this wine bottle. That was pretty cool.
I go to Hong Kong.
I'm good with calculation.
I'm good with calculation.
Wow, that's racist, Nolan.
I did actually. While I do agree that the boat scene was a little long, I do like it. I like the
I
idea
liked how
of what it represents.
the real hero of that movie, of Dark Knight, was Debo from Friday.
Like it basically makes you think that like the prisoners do have a soul.
They were smarter than the citizens.
They do have a soul and they do care.
And they went to prison under
They can all
false
go to hell.
pretenses. The
That
Death Act.
That was Victor Zsasz.
No, this is before the Dent Act, though. So yeah.
Victor Zsasz was on there. He wouldn't care.
They both seemed gay.
I just love this Joker character. I did.
Gay.
Are we done?
No, hold on. Wesley's still going. Hold on. He was talking about the Joker.
I like the Joker. I just. I like the change. I don't know. There's not a whole lot. That I
Rob,
didn't
stop
like about
rubbing
it.
your bat nipples, dude.
All right.
I'm
I have
stretching.
Halloween nipples.
All right. Wes said he's done, so we'll go into.
Yeah,
second.
I actually like the movie.
Okay.
It was my favorite.
Okay. Budget 185 million.
Hey,
so-
I didn't say
Where did all that
stats yet.
go?
What? Yes.
I didn't say
what?
I didn't say the stats yet.
Say the stats.
Okay,
now.
stats. Okay, go ahead.
Well, now he says it.
Yeah.
185 million for the budget.
Man, where'd that money go?
Anyone want to guess what it grossed?
$9
billion.
Billion.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes score 94%. Audience score 94%.
That's pretty good.
IMDb 9.1. Metacritic is 84. So now you
Now
guys
we're gonna
can
do the Metacritic audience score now.
Okay, hey, Dan, have you figured out the tiebreaker for the last one?
Yes, I have.
What is it?
I'll do it at the end.
Okay, fine. All right, fine. Okay, Metacritic audience.
Wow.
I'll say 8.9.
Okay.
Oh. I'm gonna go with
Don't stay so close to mine.
I'm gonna say 9.1.
Shit, it's gonna be another tie. So
I'm
that's
gonna
too
say
close.
8.5.
All right, Wes.
I'll say 9.0. No, 9.3.
Oh, Wes, you should have stayed because that was right.
Oh!
Oh man!
So another
shit.
fucking tie?
Oh man!
Yeah.
Th-
Oh,
That's
Thomas
bad
said
again.
Thomas said 9.1 and I said 8.9.
Yeah.
Damn,
Oh
dude.
man!
Damn.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
All right. Fuck. Yeah.
There you go.
Thomas is killing it on these scores. Like he was Victor last time. Like he might turn out to be Victor this time. Might.
Alex
Sounds
is
sick.
Victor?
what?
Did you see
What?
Victor?
Is that
Oh,
he'll be
as in victorious.
He
Oh, my.
might be the Victor this time again.
I was like Victor.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I was like Victor. Like, oh God. I was like, never mind. Sorry, I won't say that.
Yeah, you're clouded.
Clearly, yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh God. Throw
So,
that in the Oh boy.
all right. So, 4 years passed by, and we got The Dark Knight Rises.
Was it really 4 years later?
Yeah, it was 4 years.
Yeah.
So 2012. Yeah.
During this time.
This movie came out 10 years ago. Wow. Just kidding. All right.
Crazy.
Okay. Since Rob really wants to talk about this
I don't
one.
know. I don't
Yes,
want
you do. Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I really
You've been
don't.
hyping up your thoughts about this movie.
Let Thomas go first or somebody go first.
I want to hear you first, though. I want to hear
wait.
I want to hear the trash.
No, you have to wait. I don't
Okay,
wanna go
fine.
first.
Fine. I'll let Thomas go first, and then you go.
Or Dan or Sir.
Wait a
Wes.
minute.
How about Wes?
Who went-
Wes hasn't gone.
Who went first on the Dark Knight?
I did.
Oh.
And
Who
then you
went first on Begins? Was that Dan?
It was Dan.
Well, how about okay?
Okay,
how
fine. You know what? Fine. I'll be nice. I'll let Wes go first in Dark Knight Rises.
About,
Go ahead, Wes. Go
Uh,
ahead, Wes.
All right, God, I haven't seen it in a while, but what I do remember.
What?
Yeah, that was the one movie I haven't had a chance to
Oh
see.
my
in a
God.
while.
Wait, geez, Alex. What?
Yeah. So you're not gonna remember anything about the movie?
I do remember. I do remember some of it, not all
Okay.
of it.
Maybe he's
Um,
a smart one.
I do remember. I think it's one of the weaker ones.
Wes.
At least that's how I felt when I remember watching it. I do like the Bane character and where he came from, talking about that pit
Yeah.
that he pretty much lived most of his life in.
Evil dies tonight.
They don't say that in this movie.
They should.
That's crap.
And all the chaos that
Lord.
he caused, basically, what was it? That
Freeing the prisoners.
earthquake.
Earthquake. Oh, the bomb. You talking about
Yeah,
the
that's what it was.
when he blows up the football field? Yeah.
See, it's been
Yeah,
a
because he
while.
doesn't like football. He hates games.
Obviously.
Yeah, because he's so short, he can't play on a
he
team.
couldn't make the NFL. That's what happened.
Well, he
The armory was under it.
Yeah.
damn. I wish I could remember. Oh God, what the
Well,
hell?
you do like this movie, right?
I did like it. I do
Yeah.
remember liking it. I just didn't like it as much as the
That was Thomas.
second one.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not like he was agony.
all right.
Okay, then mute yourself, kid.
I thought someone. It sounded like a zombie was in the background.
Resident Evil.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, well, who's
Resident
next?
Evil meets Batman.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's you got nothing else to say about that? It's okay if you don't.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it this week. I was planning on it, but I'm going by what I remember watching it in the first. I do remember the first scene. I really like the first scene. The
Yeah, the
airplane
plane.
scene.
Yeah.
Maybe most of the budget went to that scene.
Oh,
Oh, it's the final battle, but that's.
Bane. Give it to me. Cut me off. Cut me off.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see it this week.
Okay, so
You brought him here to suck me off.
so you're done.
Unfortunately, mine was short and simple, sweet.
Okay, so you liked it, but not as
That's
much.
how I
as the
like
I like that.
other- Okay. There you go. Love my opinion. I'm just kidding. Okay, Rob, you go next. I want to hear your fucking thoughts.
What? You're not gonna hear nothing, bitch. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go. Trash me. Trash it.
I don't like this movie. I'm straight up. I don't.
I want to hear your criticisms.
Listen. There are a few things that I can enjoy out of it.
The end
certain
credits.
certain fight scenes here and there are pretty cool. At times, I guess.
Which
Batman
fight scenes are you talking about?
Like the one. Okay.
The final fight?
The,
Okay, no, not that one.
the final fight when Bane is going crazy on him.
Yeah.
I love that. But when he's punching this concrete pillar, I'm like, he doesn't have fucking venom in his veins. How the hell is he doing that? It bothers me. His hands would be broke. Oh, you don't have an explanation? I thought you would.
Don't.
Oh,
No,
yes.
I think it looks cool. That's whatever.
Okay, it looks cool. But he has freakish strength. Okay. From what? He's a bodybuilder, I guess. He looks like he's a bodybuilder. He's in shape. If he punched concrete pillars, he'd break his hands. I don't care how strong you are. There's no way. It doesn't make sense to me. Like certain things in this movie, it's like, okay, that's cool. But then when they keep going with it, then something happens to where you're like, how is that even possible? What are they doing?
Right.
This movie's not grounded. Okay, it's not grounded like the others.
That part wasn't grounded.
That part and many other parts, and I'll get to it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, how many years? This is what, 8 years?
8 years, yeah.
8 years. So he's down on, he's basically stopped being Batman.
For 8 years, yeah.
He's hurt. He's got no cartilage in his fucking knee or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's down and just walking around with a cane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so I feel like they do the Dark Knight Rises thing twice in this movie. So when he first shows up as Batman, he goes after Bane on the bikes, which is pretty cool, by the way. I like when he uses that gun thing, and when he first shows up is pretty cool. I will say that.
Yeah.
So then after that, Brain bakes his Brain.
Where's Pinky?
Brain. Okay, so Bane breaks his back. So then he's in the shithole again, and then he has to rise again. So this is the second time we have the Dark Knight rising or coming back. How many times does he need to do that? How many times does he need to be broken down and then come back?
Twice.
I hate it. Like that's
damn,
twice.
dude. Okay, so you hate it because okay, wait, hold on. You hate it because it happens twice, or you hate it because
the first time he came back, the first time he shows up on the motorcycle, that was awesome. The second time, when he's in the prison and he just magically appears at Gotham from India, that doesn't have the effect. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, how'd you get here? Like, this is not.
He traveled the world with nothing in Batman Begins. How's that that a problem in this one?
Well, number one, he should have a broken back, but that's. I mean, I guess that's fixed. It got punching him in the gut. That's fixed. That's an old method. If you ever have back problems, come to me. There's a time span after he got hit like that to when he was healing. Okay, off camera, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. It doesn't happen in one day.
The point is, it happened twice. Okay, we don't.
It wasn't like Mr. Miyagi showed up and was like, okay, boom, you're good.
That was more epic. So sorry. Anyway,
well, nostalgia, right?
All right, so
I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm just trash.
So you said you didn't like it, though. So.
I don't like it. Yeah. Sending every officer in the city underground was retarded. Even the guy says, he's like, we have every single officer down there. Like, what the fuck, man? Is it every officer underground to get Bane out of there? It don't make sense. You would not do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, that is dumb. That is dumb, though. That they did that.
How many officers are in Gotham? Do you think? Like, how many? Like, it's the size of what? Chicago?
It was like hundreds, right?
Remember when they all came out and they were all clean shaven and still clean?
See, that didn't really bother me. What bothered me is when they came out and they stood next against the criminals. Here are the criminals. They have tanks. They have AK-47s. And here are the cops just standing there. They're going head to head like it's fucking 300. Like,
I love that part.
What?
I love that part.
It's the Spartans versus the Persians, right? They're going at each other.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
That's awesome. What? Seeing cops go with guys with machine guns taking them down. What's so cool about that?
I love the way it's filmed.
and
what it represents.
Why would cops just go charging at him? Like, Argh!
Well, like that city's all like messed up, so they gotta take back the city. That's what it's about. And the American government is not helping them out, so they're on
Well,
their
they
own.
sure took back the city when they all went in the stupid sewer system. That was taking back the city. Anyway, but so the first fight of Bane, I can't.
Brain.
Bane versus Batman, the first scene. Okay,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say that's like one of the best scenes in the whole movie. It's the best fight scene. To me, I felt like it was an ass kicking. It was a one-sided fight. Batman, in my opinion, even though he just came back, he was broken down. In my opinion, he did not act like Batman in that scene. The first thing he does when he sees Bane, he goes at him. He's like, ah, ah, ah. I'm like, okay, who is this guy? This is not Batman. Batman does not do that. I don't care. Like, he does not. Batman he waits for you to come at him in most cases, right? I felt like he was overly emotional in that scene when he was going against Bane. Bane, he was just talking, punching him, and Batman just seemed like he was just not right in the head. I don't know what was going on. It's like maybe he couldn't deal with the fact that he was getting beat.
Yeah,
Bane was overpowering him. Whatever it was,
point.
to me, that does not seem like Batman. Batman is always calm and collected. Watching that again just totally took me out of it. That scene was more like an ass kicking. Like I said, Bane just basically beat his ass. And I felt like there should have been more of a fight there. But I understand they're trying to break Batman down and then bring him back. Well, whatever. They did it already.
That was the point. Yeah.
Catwoman has no relevance in this movie. All she does is her arc is really dumb. All she does is betray Batman and then helps him at the end by killing Bane. Other than that, she just there's nothing to her. When you talk about like Zoe Kravitz, I think she killed it as Catwoman.
I was like, she killed Anne Hathaway.
Compared to Anne Hathaway, I mean, look, Anne Hathaway, I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I'm saying that it just wasn't right to even have her in the movie. I don't know. That's just me. Bane's look was fine. His voice sucks. I felt like he was Grandpa Bane. Whenever he talked, his voice I did not feel like his voice was intimidating. However, when he was on screen, I'm like, okay, he looks pretty cool. He looks pretty intimidating. But when he talked, that killed it. I'm just like, oh God.
You don't think that scene where what's the guy's name? Daggett? Yeah, Daggett. When he's intimidating him, like, are you feeling charged? You didn't feel that part was scary?
When he says that, do you feel like you're in charge?
Yeah, that scene.
What, when he talks?
Yeah.
No. When he's standing there,
that's a great scene.
He's towering above him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm God's reckoning, and then he killed you, and then
He's not intimidating.
When he talks, I don't feel like when he talks, the presence.
Shut up, Alex.
When he talks, the presence for me goes down. I don't feel like he's a big presence.
I disagree, but that's fine.
That kills me. That kills it for me. Is someone having?
That's Tom. That must be Thomas's background.
Okay.
That's my mother.
Oh. Okay.
Really, motherfucker? Okay,
I'm
move
just
on.
having an orgasm.
Okay, Thomas, we didn't need to know that, but thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Okay. So, also I want to point out Batman does kill in this, even though he says no guns, no killing. Batman kills the truck driver of the truck. That's clear. You can't deny that. It's right there.
Yeah, he's trying to stop the bomb.
Huh?
He's trying to stop the bomb.
He kills the truck driver.
I know he does.
Bullets go right through him. He kills him.
Yeah, he does.
Causes Talia to basically die too. Even though he doesn't directly kill her, he causes it. And her death was dumb.
He just didn't save her.
Her death was dumb too. Going like I don't know what.
Yeah, but that was a bad take.
Yeah, that was a bad take.
Yeah.
Out of the other bad takes. Anyway, Robin, I felt like Blake. He was just kind of a side character that went nowhere.
Went nowhere.
Talking about the orphanage thing was fine, but he went nowhere. As in, they built his character up for nothing.
To be the next Gotham's
No.
hero.
No, not even that.
Listen.
That's what he is.
This is an honest question. If you would have removed that character from the movie, would the movie have still had the same outcome?
I say yes.
The ending. I don't think the ending would have the same outcome.
The ending doesn't matter.
What part of the ending?
Listen. The ending doesn't matter.
No, I'm being serious because, like, now when I'm thinking about it, I don't think that character brought anything to the film. I mean, like the plot would have been the same without him.
Yes.
I'm honestly, I want to know if because I can't think of anything.
No, I don't think so. I think Blake definitely. Which I think maybe it would have worked much better for you guys if he was in the entire trilogy rather than just the third one. But like,
Well,
I feel like he represents the city, the good people in Gotham.
That's not my question. My question is plot wise, would the movie have had the same outcome? Like, did he do anything that changed
I think
anything?
he did.
Well, wait a minute.
Well,
There's other people that represents good people. I mean, Commissioner Gordon represents good people. I'm saying there's Dan.
But look at Commissioner Gordon. He lied. He was
this movie.
He kind of let corruption go, and look at what the whole like lying about Harvey Dent and all that. Like he did that. He was part of the problem too. You know, and that goes with the character in Batman Begins and Dark Knight, where he's like he looks away from corruption. He doesn't even try to stop it. Whereas Blake, he can't be a cop no more. He's like, okay, this is like full of lies, and it's not even like truth.
But no, Blake at the end was like, "You're right" to Commissioner Gordon. So my point is what I'm saying is if you would remove the character, what would have changed in the plot? Nothing,
because all he did was help kids.
We didn't need him like to he knew Batman was Bruce Wayne, but it's like okay that didn't do anything to the plot. Like he was. I think it's a legitimate point. Like,
because because Bruce Wayne from the beginning in Batman Begins, he says like Batman's just a symbol, it could be anybody. So it's like that he's the other person that could take up the mantle. Like, of course.
Well, listen,
how's it bullshit though?
Because the first night Blake goes to fight crime, he's going to be murdered because he doesn't have the years of training that Bruce Wayne has.
But see, that's irrelevant too because this is a trilogy. They set him up for what? Nothing. He's not. He's being set up at the end. Okay, he found the Batcave. So what?
Okay, I see what you mean. Like not doing sequels.
Does it matter?
Not doing.
There's no
not doing action.
There's nothing. That's why I'm saying this is pointless. It's pointless to set a character up if you know you're not going to continue.
I gotta just leapfrog off that though. Like I never liked anyone can be Batman, but that's not true.
Well, that's true in this entries.
But how he would, like I said, the first night out, he has no skills besides being a police officer.
Well, he's a police officer. So like right now, like in that moment, in the ending, there's more like just more petty criminals to fight with, not really like. I see what you mean, but like who says like, well, let's just say this story would continue. Who says there's gonna be another villain like Bane or like Joker right away?
It doesn't matter. Like how would he go to like a warehouse and fight? Like how would he save hostages? Like as Batman, he doesn't know how to use the grapple gun or like know any of that stuff. He doesn't know any of that.
He can always practice it.
Yeah, but listen, you see your explanation. That's silly. It's like
no, that's silly.
You need years of work to be Batman.
Because even Nightwing had training.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, like it was ridiculous, and if you took the character out, there's nothing major. You haven't come up with anything, Alex.
No, there's
other than it doesn't bother me. I think George Levitt did great as a character.
He did
right, but the point is
great. But
yeah, I'm not saying he didn't do a good acting job, but it was
not.
I like the character. I like the character, the way he was written too.
He was the love interest.
No, he wasn't.
Because he had nothing to do.
I like your real name, Robin. Shut up, lady. So continuing on, I think Alfred bitches a lot in this movie.
I swore
what?
My father.
Yeah,
Members
of a lot when he's like, I'm not going to sit here and see you do this, and leaves. It's like,
and he's right.
In my mind,
and he's right.
Bruce
Alfred would never really do. He would always be there for Bruce.
And he's been there throughout this whole time. He's like, dude,
right? But why? But okay, if people make mistakes and stuff, why would he? He would never abandon.
He's been
in the movie. Didn't Bruce
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Alfred would.
Wait,
No,
what did
because the next
what'd you
day
say,
you're
Dan?
Because the next day, yeah,
He's like Alfred.
he says stuff. People get mad and emotional, right? People do that.
Yeah.
But Alfred is a mature, older man who has been there, took care of him. He made a pact with his dad and mom that he would always watch out for him. And I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, but then Bruce has been wasting his life for 8 years now. Like he's not being banned, but he's been wasting his life, and he's like, okay, he's been there those 8 years
Like,
between,
he should be
and
there
then
for-
he does. So
Alfred
like,
should be there for.
and he knows he's gonna. He's like, like you said you weren't gonna be Batman for all your life. There's just gonna be a temporary thing till the crime goes down in Gotham, which it did, and it's like, oh, like you're gonna get yourself killed. Look at you, you're now he's now emotionally there because like, you know, Rachel died, but like, and he failed, and like also he physically he's not all there either. So it's like you're gonna end up dying. Like, dude, I can only support you as Batman for so long. It's like is that really your life? Like that's why I get, and I think Michael Caine and Christian Bale sell that scene so well.
Yeah, but it's not in Alfred's character, especially how they've introduced him. It just doesn't. It seems out of place that he would leave and just all of a sudden just be like, you know what? Bye.
But you know what, dude? A person can take so much until like, and it's like, okay, dude, I support you. Like you, and it's like you gotta. There has to be like a last straw. You know what I mean? So
yeah. It wasn't.
It worked for me, dude. That scene is emotional for me.
So. Okay, so I thought this was kind of a thing they could have maybe explained a little bit more. Bane flies.
Does this become like a me versus Rob debate about Dark Knight Rises? Sorry,
well, I feel like the only reason you're debating it is because you want to be different from.
No, I actually legit love the movie. I've always liked the movie. So I'm not trying to be contrarian.
Bane flies to India just to use all that time and like where he was from as in that prison, like how he grew up or whatever in there, and then goes back to Gotham and hours of air back and forth. It's just weird that Bane had to like go there just to prove that and then leave. To me, it isn't how Bane is. Like, I know this is a different take, but it's like if you're going to have a character named Bane and really try to go for it, in a way, he's kind of a over-the-top character. And what I mean is he goes off that Venom stuff. That's how his strength is determined. But Bane's actually a smart guy, so they got that right.
Yeah.
But I feel like as far as his strength goes and stuff like that, they should have stuck with that. And I feel like they sort of downplayed it here.
Would it have worked if he was like taking steroids or something like that?
I think they could have like Scarecrow had that
fear toxin.
Like, why couldn't Bane have something where he has super strength? Like, I felt like strength was a little in this movie. It's like, and it wasn't explained well. I mean, okay, he's strong. He can lift Batman. That's the same as weightlifting. You know, he could bench press somebody.
But you can break concrete.
When you're breaking concrete and you're destroying stuff, it just, I feel like they tried to go a little bit realistic to try to explain, but they didn't do it as well. I feel like Bane need to explain like his freakish strength.
This movie definitely pulled away from the more realistic aspects for sure.
Yeah. But see, I guess those would just be nitpicks because he doesn't do it very, very much. But it's like still,
just the concrete part. The concrete.
You're talking about Bane, the character. I feel like they should have gone more how Bane is, but whatever. Anyway, that's all the other stuff is stuff we already know about. You know, how did Batman escape the bomb? How did he do this and do that? That's all stuff we've already heard. But these are just some of the things that I've noticed and that I wanted to bring up after watching it again, because I just feel like these aren't the points that people talk about the most. And I feel like these are just personal reasons. Other than that, like like I said, there are a few cool things that I do like about it. I do like how he escapes the prison. I do like how he makes his way out of the hole and comes out on top.
The glory hole.
The glory hole, yeah. Instead of yeah. So, all the other stuff is just has been said before. I don't like this movie. I think it has more negatives for me than positives, but all in all, it's like at least we still have Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. That's how I look at it. For me, it's the weakest one, and yeah, that's. I don't want to go on too long. I want other people to talk.
Okay. Thomas, go ahead.
I saw this opening night as well, opening weekend with my buddy Eric back in 2012, and this came out in July, right?
Yes.
July 2012.
Yes.
And I had a great time at the theater seeing it because, like, I got to see each and every one of these films in the theater. I got to see the whole Dark Knight trilogy in the theater, which was cool. And I actually, the same night I actually saw Rises, I actually bought a Batman shirt that night to wear to the theater.
Hopefully, I didn't expose the Batman.
I had a Bane shirt. Yeah.
You had a Bane shirt?
Yeah.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
ahead.
Sorry. There's one thing I wanted to mention really quick was the Bat Pod. They spend all this time talking about the Tumbler, like showing us how the Tumbler was an army vehicle and doing all this. And then, like, out of nowhere, the Bat Pod just shows up. Like, they don't do any...
Well, that was in the Dark Knight.
Huh?
That was in the Dark Knight.
What?
The Bat Pod? The motorcycle you're talking about?
No.
Oh,
the
bat.
bat.
The bat.
Is it
The
called
Bat.
The
The Bat,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Bat. Oh, you're talking about the airplane thing.
Yeah. The Bat Wing or so.
Yeah, it was called the Batwing.
They don't. The thing is, it's just there, and like they don't explain like what that thing is, and it's. I know
Lucius was in charge of that.
Yeah, but what you know what I mean? Like it's just there. Like they went into so much explanation with the Tumbler, and like seeing where's this from? Like does it come in black and like all these things that they do to it? But here's the Batwing, and it's just there, and he just escapes in it, and it's just like what is this thing? Like it just seems unrealistic to me.
Well, Lucius introduced it to Bruce, and he sort of like made it in case he ever came back to be Batman. He kind of like had it's almost like a throwaway line, but it's like, okay, I see.
Very throwaway. Anyway, sorry, Thomas. Go ahead. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah, this is something I saw on my list.
Okay.
So got to see this opening night, like I said, and I had a good time with it. I enjoyed the film back when I first saw it. Now that I'm older, I still do like it, but I do think overall it is the weakest of the trilogy, without a doubt. It's definitely a big step down from the first two movies.
Well, when you have a trilogy, something's gonna be the weakest.
Well, I mean, the third one could always be the strongest, or it could be just as good, or it could be the weakest one. You never know what it could be.
The third one's never the strongest, but
you never know.
okay.
I guess Back to the Future 3, you can kind of say that's the weakest of the first two. Things like that.
No, it's not, but okay. Go ahead.
But now, first off, Christian Bale, once again, I still think he does a fine job as Bruce Wayne, but his Batman voice, no.
Well, you hear less of it, so I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you do hear less of it, but it's the worst that it was in all the films.
Where's Miranda Tate?
I gotta get out over the bridge.
Yeah. He actually does mumble in that part, though. He's like, I gotta get out of the bridge. Like, what?
I'm like, what the fuck did you say, motherfucker?
Subtitles, please.
Yeah, he was worse. He was worse in this movie.
Dude, I swear, I think Nolan was just trolling people at this point with the voice.
I still like the cast in here. I think Tom Hardy did do a good job as Bane. Morgan Freeman for the little bit that he has, Michael Kane for the little bit that he has, he's pretty good. Although I do like Marion Cotillard as Talia al Ghul.
She's good, but it's
the boy who climbed out of the hole.
Talk about something out of nowhere.
What's kind of
I'll wait till my turn.
How about when he's like, when she stabs.
Now you figure, you know it's kind of cool. Like, you know who played the little girl Talia?
Who?
Joey King, who was in The Conjuring.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was like her first role, right?
One of her first roles. No,
Yeah.
no, it was one of
This
her
one.
first
This
roles.
one was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she was also in White House Down, I believe, with Channing Tatum.
Mhm.
I believe so. But although I do agree with Rob on the point, I do like when he escapes from the prison. Like, it's a cool escape. But that fucking plot hole just always like sticks with me. Like, how the fuck do you get back in the fucking Gotham City?
That's not a plot hole, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
He fucking
How is it not a
teleports.
plot hole?
No, I have a plot hole for the movie, but it's not even that one.
He fucking teleports there.
That's not even dude. Days like time passed. It wasn't the same day. I don't know what you're getting out.
I'm like,
But here's the thing though. Like, that used to bother me, but doesn't anymore. I'm like, whatever.
motherfucker had no fucking money.
So he traveled the world with no money in Batman Begins. So who cares?
He probably called the
Why
dog.
does that get passed, Thomas?
He probably called the dog from Neverending Story and flew there. I don't know.
Yeah, he called
Sebastian, hear my name, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Falcor.
I'm a luck dragon.
I'm a log dragon, motherfucker.
With luck.
Now,
With luck.
oh, I do like Bane a lot, but I don't think. I think Joker was definitely more of a stronger villain character. Although I do like Bane, I think Tom Hardy, the look of him looks really good. I like
Tom
his
Hardy
mask.
did good, yeah.
He did, but sometimes like the voice, like sometimes it was a little hard to understand what he was saying. It was.
You guys need to clean.
I agree with that.
You guys need to clean your ears or
like-
something. I can understand everything
like
you say.
subtitles. Like
No, I agree with that.
It's like you can't understand what Batman's saying half the time. You can't understand what Bane was saying half the time either.
You come back and fuck with your city
Now
in the daytime.
I've come to fill Ra's
Oh, did you want to talk about that, Rob? The daytime thing? Batman in the daytime?
No, everyone knows about it. It's really just. I guess it's
Well,
not.
Batman. Well, what's supposed to do? Like, okay, guys, don't fight right now. Wait till nighttime. Then we can
No,
fight.
it's just weird seeing Batman in the day. It's just
Dude, the bomb was about to go off. The bomb was about to
He
go off.
uses
He had
the
to fight.
shadows. He
He
uses
had,
the shadows.
he had time for those damn shadows that time. The
No,
bomb was about to
the
go
sun
off.
must have not been in the right place. Look, I'm not saying it's just.
I know, dude. I'm sorry. I don't, guys. I don't mean to make this part of the stream. I mean versus Rob about Dark Knight Rises. It's kind of hijacked the part. But go ahead.
I knew you would like it. You
I do like the movie, dude. I'm just saying.
Hey, the arguing is what makes it interesting.
You like Next Karate Kid with Monk, so I really not surprised.
If we're all like, yeah, it's good, then it's like, okay, who cares?
It's true.
Who gives a fuck about?
But
the
I want to let Thomas finish now.
Who
Sorry.
gives a fuck about the monks?
I do.
Yeah, they can suck it.
You heard that, Rob.
I didn't hear what you said.
But overall, it I still think it is a pretty decent, good movie. But
Oh.
I just don't think there's. I think Begins and Dark Knight have a lot more going for it. But I mean, and it was also really cool to see Killian Murphy back in a small role as Jonathan Crane.
That was cool to see him. Yeah,
It was cool to see him. Yeah. And it's also
Execution.
another cool little tidbit.
Dude, that would have been the Joker if he was alive.
It's kind of another cool little tidbit is that remember when the bridge is all blocked off by the cops?
The bridge is out.
You realize who's one of the bridge cops?
Who?
Desmond Harrington.
Who's that?
Guy from Wrong Turn, and
What?
he was the bridge cop.
What about the
Actually,
bomb? They had to guess where the bomb was in those trucks. Like that kind of pissed me off. Like,
Why?
Desmond Harrington was Dexter, Wrong
why does
Turn.
that piss you off?
like because like Commissioner Gordon's like running around like they're just trying. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of the boat scene. It was just like on too long. It is. Like, they're just looking for the truck with the bomb. in it.
He had the bomb blocker thingy.
The bomb.
Thingy jigger. the trigger blocker, whatever it's called,
Oh
to
God.
block the
Where's the
signal.
trigger? Where's the
Yeah.
trigger?
Fox is he resonated or he was on. Lucius
Uh,
Fox is on. He's not having no one's.
I'm sorry, we keep interrupting Thomas. My bad.
Sorry.
But do I? It's got some problems here and there. Like like there are a couple decent fight scenes that are pretty decently choreographed. I think the end fight with him and Bane was pretty decent choreograph wise.
I love that fight. The only thing I can't get out of my head is when you look in the background and you see cops and
Yeah.
it's like medieval war. You know what it is?
Yeah. They're obviously not hitting each other.
Yeah,
It's like, I think this.
stop you.
I think the weakest link of the whole cast though is Anne Hathaway.
I agree.
I don't agree with that.
Although I do like Anne Hathaway, I just don't think there was much to her character.
Did you like her?
No.
Did you like her more than Maggie Gyllenhaal?
She had no motive. She had nothing to do other than she had nothing other than to.
She was a cat burglar.
She helped. She did help with the plot, but she didn't do a good. The character was not.
There wasn't much to her though.
Right. No, I agree. I totally agree with that.
Like she betrayed Batman, and it's like,
And then he went
To
back
save herself.
and then even Batman is like, no guns, no killing, and then she ends up killing tons of people at the end.
And it's like what's
Yeah.
weird is like
She does
She's
call
the
him.
one
She
that-
does. She does like kind
Well,
of
then
like.
she's like, "Oh, I know you're no gun rule," but then he must change his mind because then he kills the driver.
That's
of
what
the
I'm
truck.
saying. Like, what the hell, man?
they-
Like,
and
come on.
she shoots Bane and kills him.
Yeah.
Mm.
And she blows up some of those trucks too, those tank things too, with the bat pod.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was cool, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
It's got cool explosions. Yeah.
shut up
She
about
doesn't.
it.
She doesn't. Yeah, no, I like that. I like how she doesn't.
You know, other people.
Maybe that's why he killed the truck driver because
I
she was
like how she.
He
I like how
wanted
she
to be
doesn't-
part of the group.
I like how she doesn't
Therapy,
agree with
right.
Batman about that thing. Yeah, that's of course.
What?
I like how she doesn't agree with Batman about the no guns, no killing. You know, she's like, "Fuck you, dude. I do what I want." All right, go ahead, Thomas. Go finish your thoughts. Finish
Yeah,
your
but her
thoughts.
costume was dumb. You got to admit, she didn't even cover her face. She covered her eyes. It's like, come on, like, do a better job at hiding your face.
Whatever, they didn't bother me.
She was already known as the cat burglar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So why even? That's
So... Go, Thomas. You finish your thoughts, dude.
But all in all, I say out of 10, I probably say maybe a
0.
Oh yeah, I give it a negative 100. Fuck this movie.
Okay.
I give it maybe a 7.5, 8.
Okay.
Probably go more along the line of 8 out of 10. Like I said, the cast for the most part does a good job. Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, Tom Hardy. I do like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I really wish we would have gotten a Nightwing movie. I really would have liked to have seen what he would have done.
Well, restore the Nolan verse, okay?
nope.
Well, it's gonna have to be 12 years later when he's trained.
I mean, there's more than enough time, right?
I like to see him. I like to see him in a Nightwing movie.
I could see him as Nightwing. I could.
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a great actor.
We'll see. We'll see it in Batman No Way Home.
Batman No Way Home.
Again, they
Yeah.
have to establish Robin. You know.
But for me though, this is I think this is Christian Bale.
You can use your stupid name.
Christian
Rob.
Bale still does good, but I think this is his weakest performance.
Your circus name.
No, I disagree with that. I think his weakest performance is Dark Knight.
I say like weakest because like there's not I feel like there was even more less.
Dude,
of
he
him
has
in this one.
like great moments and shut up.
I mean, he does have good moments.
I
like,
keep interrupting. My bad.
on the
I
back
keep-
pod and when he
Christian Bale.
I will
What?
admit my favorite scene in the whole movie of the whole thing is when he's getting chased by the cops. Like when all the cops are swarming in on him and all the cops
Yes.
and he escapes from that
yes.
pod. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool.
That's like that's
Yeah.
one of the greatest parts of this movie.
Okay. It's a cool moment, but like, Matthew Modine's character is fucking stupid in that part, though.
Wow, someone's stupid in this movie.
Yeah, because like, oh yeah, they just robbed the Wall Street, but let's chase Batman's right there. Let's all chase him. Forget about Bane. They just robbed the damn Wall Street.
Well, Bane disappeared in the dark. Remember? Batman. made
They're
it dark.
chasing. No, they're chasing them, and then they saw Batman. Like, oh, let's go after Harvey Dent's killer.
Was not
Batman. No, dude. Even Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
because coming off the Dark Knight.
No,
That's why, 'cause he
even
was-
John Blake. John Blake tells him like, what about the robbers? Like, dude, who cares? Whatever, let's go. You know.
Well, that's because coming off of Dark Knight. Because
How is it that, like,
right? He said I killed those people.
I know that, but like, dude,
you made your stupid decision running from. Look at now the cops are after you, dummy.
no, but I'm saying like, why? Like, he forgot about one criminal. He's going after one that he thinks is a criminal. It's like, dude.
But in reality, that was him.
Why can't he send a couple of cops to go after Bane and just it's dumb. It's dumb. You know?
Because
Well, he put himself in that
Because the
position.
cops are retards.
Man.
Because the cops are retarded. That's why.
Well, that was Matthew Modine's character who did that. Yeah, so there was following orders. Are you done, Thomas?
Yeah. Overall, it's the weakest for me, but I still like the movie pretty much.
All right, Dan, go ahead.
Okay. I'll just try to touch on some things. The movie definitely turned more away from the realistic aspect, but I guess I was okay with that because some of that stuff I still enjoyed. I have this stuff all random, but I just so
What's
Bane.
raining? Oh, Wesley, turn that off, man. Interesting.
It might be important. How you answer how important might be important.
Bane, I actually really liked Bane, and I was okay with his voice, even though you couldn't. There was sometimes you could not understand him. I agree with that, but I thought his voice was unique, so I kind of like that. I did like that he
It
was
was a
more
unique voice. Yes.
the real Bane, like the smart Bane. I mean, Bane is not a musclehead. I mean, he is a very intelligent person, and I liked that he took all those steps. Well, kind of more like the League of Shadows, but to break Bruce down. So I did like that. The desert hole, that hole.
the hole in the desert.
That I liked all those scenes there. There was a lot of convoluted story though in this movie. I feel like there was too much going on, and
It's definitely the most convoluted of the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
there was a lot of rushed things. They tried to fit a lot in, and it was still a long movie. I'll go over a couple of those here in a minute. The opening plane sequence was great. Batman versus Bane, the first fight, I really liked that fight. But I do agree with Bob that for like Batman to be like get
Overly emotional.
I mean, it was weird. Like it was almost like I get what they were trying to do. It was like he was.
That's
trying
something
to
that Alfred was trying to tell him about.
Like he was
about, like,
trying.
Bane.
It was like he was being cocky, which is Batman is not cocky. So I do agree that it was out of character. It's even if you would say, well, he wanted to prove to himself that he wasn't getting older and that he could still do stuff. Even with that thought, like Batman usually he's smart. Like Batman would take the time to like prep
right
that
when you're
stuff.
riding a bicycle and you don't ride it for so many years, you get back on it, you still know how to ride a bicycle. So it's like he would not forget his training. He would not forget like how he would act.
Yeah. But
So,
with that being said, I love that scene. I feel like I just that scene with no music. There's no music.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
it's all about dialogue.
and the dialogue and like the. But anyway, I really like that scene. Yeah. What you just said his name, I already forgot the actor's name. Besides Blake, who was pointless, Gordon's friend was also pointless. Matthew Modine.
Mhm.
I just felt like he was a character not needed as well.
Yeah, I didn't like him. Yeah, you're right about
He
that.
wasn't needed. It's like they started to add all this stuff.
Yeah.
Selena Kyle, I feel like I agree with you guys. She was the weakest character in the movie, but her character at least did some things that moved the plot along. I don't feel like that was the case with Blake, and I don't feel that was the case with Matthew Modine's character. But yeah, I do agree. Like there wasn't. She didn't. The character itself was not a great character. I agree. The whole third act of the movie, the whole thing with like taking the bridges off of Gotham, that's from a comic book storyline called No Man's Land.
Yeah.
Which I actually have. But they twisted the storyline around because besides making Gotham, you can't go into Gotham. That's like the only thing that was similar to No Man's Land. The whole bomb thing where like, oh, that was so convoluted. Like we're gonna like make the rich and the poor equal for 5 months, but blow them up anyway. It was just kind of like
they were gonna do it anyway. So
I mean, it was like the whole thing was set up to make Batman suffer because of like his betrayal of the League of Shadows. It just was like
that was the point of it.
Well, I know, but it was a little too much. Like it was a little too. It wasn't and then like that No Man's Land. That whole scene takes like 5 months of time, and it's like you don't really get that sense that 5 months has passed. I mean, they tell you.
Really, I do. I did. Well, because it starts because it goes from like summer, like or sorry, from fall to winter. It's snowing, and then like
right. No.
I think that's where you get the time.
But I mean, like that's a big chunk of time where it's like I feel like it was rushed, but the movie was already too long, so it's like they had to rush through it. I just feel like that could have been handled.
There are a lot of scenes that are off. Like off. Oh, I want to say like off camera. Like there are a lot of
off screen
that are off screen, and that's how they kind of just cover it up. So it's like you just say, okay, this happened. The 5 months have gone by. 8 years have gone by. You know, it's just
You didn't buy the 8. You didn't buy the 8 years going by.
I thought that was maybe too long. Like I mean, 8 years without. It's just I don't know. Could have been shorter maybe, but.
All right,
I don't think that's like the biggest deal.
The whole Talia thing, I mean, like all of a sudden Miranda's like, I'm Talia al Ghul. It was like, okay, I'm a comic book reader, so it's like I get that. Okay, Talia is Raz's daughter, and like I get that connection, but it's like the general audience, like, I don't know, it was just weird to be like, I'm Talia. It's just like I think the general audience could give a care. Like, oh, okay, you're part of the League of
not
Shadows.
the audience I was with midnight showing. They were like, oh my god.
Yeah, because they're Batman people. Obviously.
No, they were shocked that she was bad. It was a general audience.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the reveal that, hey, guess what? I'm Talia. Like, why did she have to be Talia? Why couldn't she just be like, guess what? I'm working for the League of Shadows.
Yeah, because then they killed her.
She was just like, I'm working for League of Shadows. Everyone got like, well, how come she goes Talia?
But we have no connection to her from the other movies, so it's like it wasn't a big you know what I'm saying?
They created a character and killed her off. So there's no arc, there's no point.
And also, I felt like, didn't you feel like that reveal kind of took Bane down a notch?
Yeah.
I mean, because Bane was like supposed to be the mastermind the whole time.
He stays mute throughout most of her moment.
Right, but it's like, so then when that's revealed, it's like all of a sudden he's just like a lackey, and like I feel like that took a little bit away from his character.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that character, they didn't need it to be Talia. She could have betrayed Bruce and still been a Bane worker. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, guess what? Like, we're equal, or even like an equal partner.
And that would have stayed focused on Bane too. It wouldn't have took the focus off of him.
Okay. So, and then also the Ra's al Ghul dream. It wasn't even. It was like a hallucination. It didn't really make sense because in that hallucination, it's like Bruce is told wrong it's like what? Like I didn't get the point of it. It was meant to mislead the audience. It's the same thing as the last movie with Gordon being shot. It was like it was a red herring for the audience's sake to trick the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was kind of like, okay, why are
me, I think it worked better than the Gordon thing.
Oh, it did. It was better than that, but I feel like it was similar. And I also the fact that Bane was able to like steal or like make Bruce broke at the stock market. I mean, like in real life, there's protections against that. Bruce wouldn't have lost all his money.
No,
like that was unbelievable. Like, I mean, and I know Lucius is like, well, we can do it in the courts, but that's going to take time. It's like, so what? It's like literally, they have cameras that this bank was robbed. So I don't know, like that was
Not explained.
Yeah. But with all of the faults I have with this movie, I do still like this movie. And again, like the bat wing, as we call it, like that action scene is awesome in the third act. I love that scene. The bat cycle or the bat pod is cooler in this movie, I think, because I just like how those tires flip. Again, it's not
Yeah,
real.
Yeah.
I really liked that. So I feel like overall for this movie, for me, the positives outweigh the negatives. But yeah, Christian Bale. Oh, that's the only other thing I want to talk. Yeah, I don't know what he makes a dumb face sometimes. Like he's like his mouth stays open. I'm like, I don't know why he does that. Like, what happened?
He's tired. He must be tired, bro.
But yeah, I feel like his Batman went down another notch. I feel like he gradually got worse. But anyway, that's it.
Okay. You know what? Going in the stream, I was actually planning on like trying to interrupt this discussion during, at least especially for this.
Trying to what?
Trying to not interrupt as much as I did, so I apologize for that, guys.
Hey, no, I do it all the time.
I know.
No, we all do.
My idea was like, especially for this movie, let all you guys talk first and me stay silent, and then go like, okay, but no, that didn't work out, honestly.
Something that's hard because if you have something on your mind, you might not remember.
Yeah, it's true.
Stop talking bad about it.
That's why I had to write all this stuff down.
I know.
Yeah, I started to write stuff down too so that I could remember.
I usually remember this stuff, but it's like
okay. Here's the thing: the plot hole thing I keep talking about, or like it's just like it's like the thing that doesn't make sense. None of you guys have brought this up, which is interesting. That okay after Bane breaks Batman's back and takes him to India, to the glory hole. Yeah. He's telling him about his whole plan. At that point, Bane thinks Bruce Wayne is screwed. Your back is broken. You're not coming back. You're gonna die in this hole. Mm-hmm. So why did this is where you get the goof here? Why doesn't Talia reveal herself to him in that part? They didn't. That was their plan was for him to die in that hole, right? So why did she wait till like he came back to Gotham? Like,
well, did he think he would die there though? That's
because Bane is shocked when he comes back when he sees the fire of Batman. He's like, impossible.
But at the same time,
that's because it was bad. It was a red herring again.
Yeah, but it's like, that's why I think like her revealing herself as Talia should have been like should have been at that part where he has his back broken, and then now he's trying to stop both of them instead of just one, and then like the twist at the very end. But regardless with that, I still think like her performance when she reveals herself to Talia is really good. She's good in the movie, but except for her death scene, I don't blame her. It's like I don't know why the fuck Nolan used that take. Like did he use the worst possible take on it? Like it doesn't make. Oh my god, dude! Like sometimes, look, here's the thing. Like, and this throughout this whole movie, like there's some shots, some reaction shots. Like it's so awkward. Like why did Nolan choose that?
Yeah. I thought she could have died of something different though. I thought she could have gone out with a cool fight scene or something.
Right. Something like that. But like
now that would have been more cooler. Like
there's
shadows.
There's also a moment like when Bruce is talking to Miranda Tate, and like they're talking about business, and then like there's a shot of Lucius just doing this. That's so fucking dude. That throws me. Like, why do you have that shot, Nolan?
Yeah.
It's like there's moments like that throughout this movie. I'm like, why did Nolan decide to leave that in there? But anyway, I don't. Okay, here's the thing. I don't agree with you guys about Blake. I don't agree with you guys about Catwoman. I don't agree with you guys about like what. This is more like Thomas and Rob, like the main voice. Dude, I don't know what you guys are coming from. Like, I can understand everything he says. It's not like Batman. Like this is not like Batman, where Batman is obviously like kind of like mumbling.
I never said anything about his voice. I said I don't like his voice. I didn't say I couldn't understand it.
Okay, it was Thomas then.
Yeah, I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying half the time.
Dude, I can understand. It's clear. Like hey, they even I don't know if you guys remember this, but like the original version of this movie, his voice was different.
Right? Yeah.
They-
redid it in
They
post.
redid it because it wasn't clear enough, and this is a lot more like high pitched. Like it's more they obviously the voice he's speaking with is obviously edited in post production. So it's like to make it more clear, and I understand everything, and I like the voice. I think I think even when he's like gets a little more high pitch, I still think he's
Like
intimidating.
sometimes when he's doing something and he's talking, like when he's like, it's blinding. Like when he says that, at first I couldn't understand what he said. When he's like,
I like the way he talks.
No, Alex, I agree. Like, I do like the way he talks, and I like the voice. But there were a
because
couple.
it gives him more. To me, it gives him personality, and that's hard to do because Tom Hardy's face is covered throughout the whole time. So it's like
it gives him personality, but to me, it doesn't make him intimidating, other than his look visually. I just feel like his look kills it.
I thought he was.
That's a lovely, lovely voice.
Yeah, if you go up to somebody, and go, like that's not what the hell. I'd be like,
he wasn't like that all the time. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, here's one thing you guys didn't really mention that much. I feel like I think Gordon feels a little wasted in this movie.
A little?
Oh,
yeah.
I think he is the most wasted out of all these.
Yeah, especially how good he was in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. How much he was so part of the plots in those two movies. This one, he's sidelined.
Like most of the movie, he's like in a hospital.
Yeah, in a hospital bed.
Alex,
Jimmy Lee Curtis.
He went fucking Laurie Strode on us.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. What's up? What?
Alex, the scene in the scene where Batman's back is broken and Bane is talking to him down there. That's the scene where there's a couple lines that I still to this day I'm not sure what he says, but otherwise
I understand everything he says though.
Yeah.
With Batman, he does gargle his words a bit, so it's like, oh yeah, but not Bane.
Sometimes when Gordon talks, you can't understand what he says.
Well, turn the volume up.
No, because he's like, remember when he's in the hospital bed? He's like, you were supposed to be here.
Oh well, yeah, okay. When he's like, the Batman must come back, right?
Yeah,
that part.
Bane should have just killed.
Here's the thing, though. Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that part. When Bruce Wayne has the ski mask on, so you don't see his face.
Yeah.
He's doing the voice from Batman Begins.
Exactly.
Why does he do? That's the thing. What the? Nolan's a troll. Nolan's a troll. Confirmed. Nolan's a troll.
Wait, say that again, Alex.
Fine.
What? Nolan's a troll.
No, I was saying like he was using the Begins voice in what scene?
And that's the hospital scene when he's talking to Gordon.
Oh, he did.
It's a very low key. He's like, wait, it doesn't exist anymore. He's not going like, wait, it doesn't exist anymore, you know? So it's like, why didn't you use that voice in the whole movie? I just like that's weird, dude.
Directing there.
That's like I don't want that like that. I definitely noticed that the when I saw it recently, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like that voice is fine. Like
now he has three voices. He has Bruce Wayne's voice, ski mask voice, and
ski mask. But like the thing with Blake, oh man, and this was an issue people had with Blake. The scene where he talks about how he knew he was Batman. Like people, like no, it makes sense to me what he talks about. You know,
I mean, first of all, agree that character is Robin. It's like
the connection that they're both orphans. You know, they're both orphans. You know, except Blake wasn't a rich orphan. He's a poor orphan, obviously.
Yeah, but do you like the fact that they call him John Blake? I mean, that's
it was like again to trick the audience. It was like it's like that thing in Star Trek Into Darkness with Benedict Cumberbatch character as Khan. He uses a fake name and then he's actually Khan. It's like that, kind of like that. You want to compare? No, but I really like this character. I thought he was a good addition to the story. Catwoman, Anne Hathaway. Which it's funny they didn't never call her Catwoman in this movie. She was fine. She's not my favorite Catwoman by any means. I think Michelle Pfeiffer's performance is better.
Yes.
Michelle Pfeiffer had a motive.
Well, I talked about that, but I'm just going out by performance. She was a lot better, and I did like the costume in that one better. This I didn't mind the costume. I kind of like how like when she flips her like I guess they're called goggles. Like it kind of turns to like cat ears. I like that. Like the little touch to it.
They kind of copied off the '60s like the whole headdress was
Yeah.
kind of like off the '60s
It,
version.
it was an homage.
Yeah.
Yeah. We already kind of like went back and forth about like what we disagree with, so I don't want to go. I don't want to repeat myself too much. Uh, yeah, and I thought the fight scenes, I thought they're both good. Like I like Dan already mentioned, like I like the first fight has no music to it until like the very end. Like I like that.
Right.
Like that was one thing I noticed from when I first saw it. And like I really love the final battle at the end, except for the background where
Well,
people are
another thing,
play fighting.
another thing I was going to point out is, when Batman disables his mask, Bane's mask, he
Right.
to me that's exactly what Batman does. He goes for weaknesses, and it's
Yeah.
like he knew that if you do that, he obviously Bane would be hurt somehow. That he found a weakness, and that's why I felt that was lacking in the first fight. Like the second fight makes more sense because Batman acts like Batman to me. So
Well, yeah, he kind of has to like learn how to, I guess
you-
like how
you
to fight,
learn-
like
you
how to
learn
fight.
weaknesses on people.
The
But
reason
I'm
why
saying,
you guys mentioned about him being cocky, like because he even says like I defeated the League of Shadows before, like I beat Ra's al Ghul, like I can beat this guy, but he was wrong, obviously.
wow.
Yeah, I mean Alfred said I told you so.
He was that movie's Rocky 3.
Yeah, and when it came out, I actually heard that like from people like, oh yeah, and I thought about like yeah, kind of yeah, in a way, yeah, it was, yeah.
I agree with Fork. Michelle is my favorite too.
Oh, Michelle. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, when it comes to Catwoman though.
Okay, well, can we say that Anne Hathaway was at least better than Halle Berry?
I'm
Well,
probably literally gonna say that. I'm like a fuckload than Halle Berry.
Halle Berry was ridiculous.
Okay.
That was
Dude, Halle Berry
ridiculous.
fucking
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah, but like
That movie fucking sucked
yeah,
dick,
I mean I
dude.
didn't mind Anne Hathaway Catwoman. I think she was fine. I mean she wasn't the best Catwoman, but
No,
I don't agree that she was the weak link of the cat. I think her performance was really good. It just maybe
I think her
like you guys said maybe
good, but I just didn't think there was
maybe
much.
they
I
could
don't
have.
think she was needed in this movie. I honestly don't.
Again, it's like maybe I felt like it would have been better if they introduced like John Blake and Catwoman like earlier in the franchise, not just the third one.
Well, especially John Blake, because
Right.
if we were going to go that route, then
They could have just eliminated 20 minutes of the movie and removed the character.
How about no?
They could have made John Blake.
Dan, okay.
They could have made John Blake could have been the little kid in Batman Begins.
I actually thought that was gonna happen when he said like, "Oh, we met each other before." I'm like, "Oh shit, it's the kid from," and he's like, "No."
oh,
Oh,
that
okay.
stupid little boy,
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, yeah,
stupid little bitch.
yeah." And this is another thing. Like I knew some of the spoilers going in when first watching it. Like I heard like, "Oh, John Blake is Robin." I heard like, that Bane dies the way he does and all that.
Oh my God! Episode 2 spoilers.
Right.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So like yeah, I mean, but anyway, I feel like you guys are not wrong. Like the movie has problems, like and it's a little more convoluted compared to the first two. But like I still think the strong points like are so really good in this movie. The emotional beats, the performances, the action scenes, the fight scenes, the
For the
themes
most part,
themes to the movies,
most part,
the
agree with
score, the Bane theme song. Oh, dude, that's epic. I love it.
I like
He,
the
ha
Batman.
ha he ha ha he.
It sounds like he's saying fishy, basta.
No, it sounded like this.
Mama.
Is,
It means rise.
it sounds like they're saying this is us.
That's not what it sounds to me. It sounds like saying
Nah, for me, it interpreted like
it's just
This
gibberish. It's just
is
Indian gibberish.
this is us. This is us.
Yeah.
This
That's what it sounded like to me.
This is Sparta.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like this is Sparta.
Hi.
Uh,
Hi.
directed by Zack Snyder. 300.
Yeah, best movie ever. Shut up.
It's not even his best movie, dude. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, but overall, I guess I'm the most positive of this movie.
I guess
I
so.
really love it, man. I think
Would
it's
you
not
say
quite.
would you say it's your favorite of the
No, it's not
trilogy?
my favorite, but I think this gets. I think the movie gets a little too much hate more than it deserves.
I don't hate the movie. I still think it's good.
I don't hate the movie. I just don't like it.
Okay, no, that's fine. No,
I-
no,
I-
no,
that's
no,
kind of-
no.
that's
This
kind of
movie got
interesting way to
this
word
movie.
it.
No, this movie did get some hate when it came out, though.
That's kind of an interesting way to word it, though, Rob. I will admit.
Well, I mean, I already told you some things I didn't
Yeah.
like. So
Uh-huh.
if I
you,
hated
you
the
did.
movie,
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
you did have a few positives about it.
Yeah, he did.
I wouldn't.
Kind of the attitude of, I'll take it or leave it. Whatever.
Like I
But
said, we
I-
have Batman Begins and we have the Dark Knight.
Yeah, but to
So,
me,
whatever.
Dark Knight Rises, I felt satisfied how everything concluded overall. To me, and I like the callbacks to like the first. This movie definitely connected to Batman Begins more than the Dark Knight did.
How did you guys feel about the fact that Batman was only Batman for 2 years?
That's realistic, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. A person would not get sustain life like that.
I didn't
for a
ask.
long time.
I didn't ask if I asked you did you like that or dislike?
I was
it?
fine with it. I was fine with it. Yeah, it didn't bother me. I mean, I know a lot of like Batman comics fans didn't like that, and it's okay. It's fine. But because we're so used to it, like in storylines where like Batman like for 20 years, 30 years.
That's what my daughter. She was like, we just watched this whole trilogy, and
yeah.
she said, she's like, I just didn't like the end when he wasn't Batman. She's like, oh, he can't not be Batman, and I was like, well, I'm like in the story one,
If he starts younger, he could go for a long time.
Well, I don't not like.
but yeah, like she's but I get what they did, and I do feel like it was a solid conclusion.
You just didn't like John Blake. That's all.
And there was all the other things I mentioned I didn't
Yeah.
like.
Like I like
the positives outweighed the negatives for me.
Like I like the Oh, here's another thing I have issues with. I didn't buy the Bruce Wayne Miranda Tate like relationship. It kind of that felt rushed. That felt rushed. Yeah.
I didn't feel anything at all with that.
That felt rushed. Like okay, now you guys
he was
are love
almost
each
like
other.
a playboy. The playboy persona was back when he was slept with her.
Yeah.
It's okay, that's Bruce Wayne, but
Yeah, you know what? And it's like if she didn't turn evil, she would have been a pointless character.
Yeah, I mean she was only there to be Talia al Ghul.
like it almost made you
To be
wonder
twisted.
why she was there. It was almost like he's either gonna.
I knew she was gonna be. That was spoiled for me. Like I knew, like the fan theories and everything. Like that was kind of obvious.
Stop looking on.
Yeah, what are you going to
Stop
the
looking
message
online.
boards for?
Dude, this was 2012. I didn't care. I didn't care, dude. This is back in This is 10 years ago. Why are you judging me for something I did 10 years ago?
You learned your lesson.
Yeah, no, I did. I did. Yeah. I don't go on message boards anymore. So it's whatever. Yeah. So, anyone else have any other things?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Here's one thing. Like I remember watching it for the first time. I was like, I hope they call back to this, and they did. It was when Gordon. And we didn't even talk about this part in Batman Begins when Gordon first met Bruce as a little kid after his parents got killed.
Oh, and he
Yeah,
puts the.
Yeah, they call around him like, oh, it's okay, son. Like
that was
oh, I love. Oh my God, tears.
That was a good callback moment, I will admit.
God, Alex, you sound like you just creamed in your pants.
I did.
I like how at the end he lets the three main characters know that he's still alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, giving clues. Mm-hmm. But not Michael Caine. It's like, oh yeah, damn it, there you are.
Look over. I saw you at the table.
Yeah.
Look over.
Mhm.
We don't talk.
That was
We just
great.
nod.
It's funny because like when he tells that story in the beginning of the movie, like they give away the ending pretty much. Like it's like it's right there. It's right there. He's gonna see him across the room.
How come Alfred wouldn't want to live with them forever?
Oh wait, they just go their own way. Like, is he ever going to talk to him again?
No.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Well, what do you know that, dude? I was like,
Alfred's more than just.
Now he's got that hot ass on his side.
Alfred is more than just a butler. Come on now. I don't care. Like that. I just think that's dumb.
wow, you really hate Alfred in this movie, don't you?
He's not going to talk about him no more, or talk with him, or talk to him.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they was
Maybe
staying
they'll
in
meet
touch.
each other, and then he's just going to be like,
Don't worry, we'll see them again in Batman No Way Home. Okay.
They better not continue. I'm glad they didn't continue with Blake because he would have died the next day.
It's funny you mentioned that because Warner Brothers wanted Christian Bale back for Batman v Superman. They wanted that connection.
I'm glad they did.
Forka had a question here.
You guys ever watch Pennyworth? Pretty cool. No, I haven't seen it. So
Oh!
Never saw Pennyworth. No,
I don't know.
Penny.
I never watched
So
it.
yeah. So
Penny.
overall, I really love the movie. And my opinion's right. You know, you guys are wrong. Not just kidding. I'm
How
just
about
kidding.
that?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No,
good.
Rob, don't block me on Facebook, okay? Don't block me.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Don't
Block me. Don't block me. Block me, bro. No.
Don't unfriend me.
Let me stop killing people.
Whatever you do, don't unfriend him and don't block him.
I promise you, I won't.
Yeah,
That's
Alex,
funny,
you didn't-
no,
Alex,
it's funny.
you didn't really address the no kill rule thing.
Yeah, because
I did. Because every time you brought it up, like Batman kills you, I'm like, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Good.
Yeah, he did. Not good, but I'm saying he did. Yeah.
He's a liar.
I mean, no one's perfect.
Nope, no one is. No, not Batman.
I like when he's like no guns and then he shoots.
No guns, no killing. Oh wait, I'm not killing.
There's the fun in that.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Like he used a gun too?
Huh?
You said like that. What about that line?
You used the gun to kill that truck driver.
Well, he wasn't aiming for him. He was aiming for the tires. He's a bad shot.
Sure, I'm
Okay.
sure if you asked him, "Hey, were you really aiming for that guy or the tires?" Like,
I did not aim for him.
yeah, something's definitely bleeding.
His cartilage. All right, stats.
Stats,
All right.
baby, stats.
I gotta take a piss.
Tiebreaker.
Should I wait?
No, go ahead.
Let's go
So
ahead.
the budget, I have it between 250 and 300 million actually.
It costs 250, I think.
No, I got that range online. I've had so that's why I put it on there. But anyway, it made $1 billion, just like the last one.
Woo!
Surprisingly, the Rotten Tomatoes score is 87%.
Why is it
Slightly. Batman Begins was 84, so it's actually has a higher Rotten Tomatoes score. But the people rating audience score is 90%. So it is
People
under
loved it.
the two. IMDb 8.4, which slightly beats out Batman Begins. At an 8.3, which was Batman Begins.
Yep.
Metascore 78. Again, that's ahead of Batman Begins.
Okay.
So
Ooh, now we're gonna go into the Metacritic audience score now.
yeah.
Okay, Rob back.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Okay, no, he's there. Okay,
Oh, there
I saw his shadow.
Here, I'll show you
I live in the shadows.
Here, I just want to, because you can see that, but those are the things. But look at Rotten Tomatoes; it's actually higher.
What?
And look at IMDb is higher.
Because
Then
the movie,
Batman Begins?
because the movie was
And
fucking awesome.
Metacritic score.
Okay.
But look at the audience reaction. Audience said Batman Begins was better. And
It's not that much lower. I mean,
and Metacritic. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep.
All right.
Go ahead, guys.
Metacritic audience score. I'm gonna say 8.6.
Okay.
8.6 for okay. So
That might be too high, but whatever. I'm going with that. Wesley, you want to guess, or Thomas? You want to guess? Somebody guess already. I hate the silence.
I'll say 8.0 or just 8.
I'm gonna go 8.2.
I'll go 8.5.
It's not a tie.
8.8.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
I got it.
So Alex, you win overall.
Yes.
Wow. That
But
was
what
a
about the
close
tie
call
shit?
there. That was a close call there.
What about the tiebreaker problem? Yeah.
Oh, do you want it just for fun?
What begins in Dark Knight? Because like what? So I just went automatically.
Well, yeah, because
Okay, I'll take it.
you and Thomas tied for the first two, and then you got the win on the last one.
Yeah, that
Okay,
means
I'll take it.
He got 2.
Oh, so Alex is the winner on this one.
Mhm.
Yeah, he wins
mean-
overall because you guys were tied.
It makes sense that I won for Dark Knight Rises because I was defending the movie throughout the whole stream.
So here, this was what I was going to use for tiebreaker, just so you guys know. So all 3 of these movies are in the top 250 films on IMDb.
Because they're fucking great and I love them all.
Batman Begins is 124. The Dark Knight Rises is 67, and The Dark Knight is number 3.
And I know Shawshank Redemption is like number 1. It's been number 1 since forever.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep. Shawshank's
What's number
1.
2?
Godfather.
Oh, well, of course.
And actually, The Dark Knight broke a tradition not using the Batman name for any of the sequels.
Yeah. Well, Wesley, right? Like Dark Knight is the first one to not call it Batman in the
Oh
title.
yeah, lick it. Oh god,
Yeah.
lick it.
Okay, dude, I won't even do that. Go for it.
That's how you know when you're a big fan is when you lick
I know. Yeah.
Like it.
But here's the thing, though. Even as much as I like the Batman, and I'm probably gonna like future Batman movies. To me, I'm probably never gonna feel the same way when it comes to like these. Like these are gonna be like my favorites. Oh, spoiler alert! You know this era.
What are they all? The 2-disc edition DVDs?
Yep.
It might change. You never know.
I doubt it, bro. I doubt it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you like the Batman.
I know. I'm saying like this era Batman's gonna be probably my favorite.
That era. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we don't know. This is going to be a new trilogy, so.
Yeah, but like what the Batman sequel is like Batman and Robin.
No. Matt Reeves. Here's the thing. Matt Reeves was consistent with his Apes movies.
I know. Yeah.
He got better each time. So I don't know. I feel.
Yeah.
Like
You got a good point there. He did get better each time.
he's a pretty solid director.
He is. Yeah. That. Yeah. I like him. So okay, since I won technically,
Yep.
I get to troll you guys this time. All right.
Can't wait for this one.
Okay. It's gonna be hard for Wesley because. Okay, I'll just say this. Okay, Wes. You go first in this one. I know you're a fan of the movie Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, so are we doing what we did last time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So.
I'm not participating this time.
Okay.
Though.
Fine. Okay. Okay, Alfred, just go away. I'm just kidding. Okay. All right.
My idea,
Wes-
you ass.
All right, Wesley. You have to
Nah,
talk about the scene in Nightmare Before Christmas, the Oogie Boogie's introduction, where he has Santa Claus.
Why the hell did he steal Santa Claus, anyways? I mean, why pick on such an old man? I hate that scene. I mean, actually, no. Maybe I should love that scene. How are we doing?
You have to say something negative about it.
Say something negative?
Yeah.
Well, that Oogie Boogie.
That scene. Yeah.
Oogie Woogie.
Yeah, Oogie
We're
Boogie.
taking Santa Claus.
The Boogeyman.
Bastard.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Rape him?
Yeah. It sure looked like it.
What'd you think of the musical number in that scene?
Yeah, Oogie Boogie song.
Oh, I love that. I love the song.
Well,
No, you don't. You don't love the
You
song.
don't love that
Oh,
part.
I don't. Oh, I hate it.
Oh,
That
come
song.
on.
Sucks dick.
You want to see Oogie Boogie's little boogie? His one-eyed boogie?
His one-eye boogies.
What, Wesley, you broke character, man.
he's unpredictable like the
Uh,
Joker.
Cut. Take 2.
Crazy. Well, those two know I can be crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Landing on my back after being double suplexed.
I'm
Damn.
so sorry
See,
about that.
he's still mad about that. I
I'm
told
sorry
you.
about that. I
Nah,
Is that how you feel about that scene?
yes, that's how I feel about that scene. He shouldn't have kidnapped Santa
Santa
Claus.
Claus should get his neck broken.
No, he should put maybe a saw device or a jigsaw device.
Caught him in a trap.
Yep.
That's what it looked like. In the animation.
Shut up, you fucking bastard.
All right. Okay.
Is it cold?
Thomas,
Maybe.
Yep.
you have to talk about
Okay.
Okay.
the scene in Batman v Superman, Lex Luthor and Superman, Martha's pictures. That whole scene.
Oh well, I thought
What do you think about that scene?
I thought Lex Luthor was kind of a fucking pussy. Sounded like he sounds like a fucking guy that sounds like he sucked on his mama's titty too many fucking times. I'm laughing at myself saying this shit.
You knew I was gonna pick that scene or that movie.
Actually, no. I was actually thinking that you were probably gonna go like I don't know, like Judgment Night or
No.
something like that. I thought I didn't expect BVS to be it.
No. I just want you to hear your trash.
Let me continue on what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, that sounds like he was like that's the sound he sucked on his mama's titty, and when he was a kid, he's like, mommy, what's the titty go?
I mean, it does sound like he has mommy and daddy issues. So.
He's probably got fucking more beyond mommy and daddy issues. That fucking pussy. And what's up with that fucking stupid ass fucking haircut that he has? He looks like a fucking retard. Rob can't hold it in.
Oh my god!
And Superman, like like dude, like later on, like down in life, like you end up having like a fucking fucked up surgeon with a fucked up mustache, and it's like what the fuck, dude, like later on in the road. I mean, like you look normal.
No, that was just you talking about him.
I'm saying like he looks normal there, but I'm like, really, dude, like. In the future, you would have a fucked up lips.
What you think of his glowing eyes in that scene?
Oh yeah, his glowing eyes. I mean, when you look at his red glowing eyes, he looked like he wanted to bang the fuck out. He wanted to fuck the shit out of Lex Luthor. He probably wanted to fucking bang him so fucking bad. Have you seen the red shots in his fucking eyes? Good lord, he was horny as fuck. He was hornier than a fucking I don't know. He was. I couldn't tell you he was probably more fucking hornier than a fucking I don't know. Probably anybody in a fucking porn movie. I don't know. He was horny as fuck for Lex Luthor. He wanted to bang the fuck out of him. Yeah. So fuck Henry Cavill. He fucking sucks as Superman. He fucking sucks dick. In that scene, he can go fuck Lois Lane in the fucking cooch for all I care. Fuck Jesse Eisenberg. He's a pussy. He has a retarded ass fucking haircut. And honestly, who gives a fuck about Martha? She's a bitch anyway. So who gives a fuck? I fucking love this, Alex. You picked a really good one, man. This is freaking
I know.
And overall, so long story short, Superman's red eyes. He wanted to bang the fuck out of Lex. Lex is a pussy with a retarded haircut. Martha's a bitch. Who gives a fuck about Martha? And Lex has mommy, daddy issues. And also, honestly, too, Lex Luthor should have Superman should have just let Lois fucking die off that rooftop. Like fuck Lois. So there you go.
All right. So keeping it connected to the cast members of these movies that we're talking about. Rob, talk about the airplane scene in Jaws 4. How much you love it. Michael Caine's airplane.
I thought that brought an interesting plot to the movie. Seeing, I mean, God, his plane was so cool. I actually thought they would do more with it. Like, it would have been cool to crash that plane into the shark. But like that plane, it really does bring an interesting idea that to get out there. The fact that it can go on water is amazing. And Michael Caine. Who else better to drive it? I think.
I didn't know you can drive planes.
Well, you can drive it and fly it. That's why it's better in both worlds. It's on land on sea and air, and probably on land too. But Lorraine Garringham had sex in the plane. And while they were flying, I mean, that's multitasking. And I mean, the shark, really, the shark is not really the main point of the movie. It's the plane. And, in the video game, the plane was able to drop bombs. I wish that they could have done that in that movie. Maybe that was cut out. I don't know. But, the thing is, the plane had a nice color to it. It sounded cool. When we talk about the Batman, when the Batmobile revs up and it's like really loud, like the plane in Jaws 4, it's even better.
Remember
when it starts up that propeller and it's like that's the highlight. That's what you get so excited when he starts that plane up.
How about that emotional scene when Thea's going for a ride in the plane and he's like, "You want to go down?" Oh,
I mean, that's a character moment. I mean, the character driving it or flying it. I keep saying driving because you can't drive it. Yeah, they have fun in it. That's how you should. How it should
have
happen.
fun in it.
The shark is the shark is not the main focus here. It's the plane. How they're having fun in the plane.
That's my Kane.
I can see now why they got him to play Alfred.
Oh.
It's because they saw that. They saw him having fun in the plane, and that's when they casted him for Alfred.
Oh.
I mean, that's why. So Nolan must be a big fan of Jaws 4. I don't think there was another casting choice when he saw him flying the plane. He said that's Alfred. So
I fucking Michael Caine was horny as fucking Jaws: The Revenge.
Well, who could blame him? I mean, Lorraine Gary probably stripped down naked in the plane.
Who wouldn't want to fuck her?
While they fucked, and the thing is, I think he should have let her drive or fly the plane.
You can drive planes.
It was his baby. It was his.
Was it sad when the plane was wrecked at the end?
When the plane wrecked, I honestly cried. I never cried so hard. At the end of Marley and Me, I cried because the dog died. When that plane was destroyed, I was really wrecked. Honestly,
Literally, the plane got wrecked. Literally, the plane got wrecked, and then you got wrecked.
Quint got eaten by the shark because the shark eats the boat.
That was people talk about how that scene really affected him. It doesn't. I don't know what people are talking about. Like, honestly, people say that's like that's the craziest thing in the movies. Like, honestly, like, how can you forget the plane? It's like the plane is just
the plane.
The plane. Well, I don't care if people judge me if I like the plane or not. I do, and I have no problem. Say what you will. That reminds me. Tonight, I will watch Jaws 4.
You gave him an idea.
All right.
Hi, naked.
The troll. All right, we're gonna end the show anyway. So, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed our discussion of the Dark Knight Trilogy.
Thank you for joining us.
Hope you guys enjoyed our like back and forth with each other. That was fun.
Thank you for joining us, Kenny, Forka, Cody Ray,
Chucky Doll, aka Transformers,
and the Naked Girls.
Yeah. I didn't see any naked girls.
All right, and like the stream, share it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. It was fun. So
yeah,
we'll see what we do next. We're not done. We're not done talking about DC movies. I'll tell you them.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
We're not done talking about DC movies yet. There's still one big DC movie we haven't done a stream on, and I think we all want to talk about it, right? Right, guys? Right?
Absolutely.
Right? I'm looking at Dan right now. I'm looking at Dan. You know what I'm talking about? The big one.
Yeah.
I know, Green Lantern.
Yep.
I don't mind that movie. So
no, I don't either.
It doesn't fit with my vision.
Jaws 4 is a masterpiece.
It's retconned. It doesn't connect to anything.
And Jaws 4 is a masterpiece.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck the original Jaws.
And Oogie Boogie's the rapist.
And fuck the original Jaws. And fuck Lex Luthor. So, and fuck Lois
You
Lane.
know, Michael Caine has inspired me. I'm going to go out and buy a plane because instead of buying a smoker to smoke, smoke food, I'm going to invest my money into a plane. That's what I'm going to do. One that can go on water.
That's gonna be your next video.
I can go on water with it.
Yeah, flying the plane.
And then go into the water. Then
Around the time vlog on the plane. Okay.
Hey guys, it's Rob from Rob's Collection. I'm in the plane right now.
Getting ready to go to Goodwill.
Flying into
Okay,
a
well, man.
fucking vehicle. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, Jaws 5 is coming soon, guys. Jaws 5 is coming. All right.
That was really
Thank you, everybody.
Oh.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
Till next time. It's not who I am underneath. It's what defines me.
And so what defines me? Not everything, not yet.
Where's the trigger? Where are they?
Where is he?
Okay, bye.